Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in chat if you guys can hear me. How's the audio? Too loud or not? I don't want the background music to be too loud. Always got to ask before we get started. Loud and clear. Good. All right. Who's here? Who's here? Let me move this over. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. It's been so long since we streamed. I hope you guys have tons of questions because I'm excited. I haven't done a stream in a few weeks. I want to hear what everyone's been up to. Who's here in chat? BZ, is that Calf? I think that's Calf. What's up, bro? What's up, Sagar? How you doing, brother? Hope your weekend's going well. Slingshot, what's up? Richard. Can always count on Richard to be here. What's going on, man? What's up, Charles? New bro. Hey, I don't think I've seen new bro here before. What's up, man? Welcome. What's up, Shiva? What's up, Civ? What's going on, Sep? Toby. Lauto. CTT BTT. What's up, Aditya? Abdul, Klaus. What's going on, boys? Holy crap, a lot of names that I don't recognize. What's up, Chapel? Zhao. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to pronounce that. Joao. Is that Joao? Brazilian name. Tough for me to pronounce. What's up, James? What's up, Zen? Isaac, what's going on? Yugi, Solo. Toby. Now you can hear me. What's up, Jingo? Damn, we got the boys in here today. I love it. Clinic represent. What's going on, everyone? First order. Let me see in the chat. When does Link hit $18? We know it's going there. It's just a matter of when. When are we getting to 18? Today? Tomorrow? Weekly open? CME open? What do you guys think? Hi from Argentina. What's up, bro? I used to be a big Manu Ginobili hater when I was young. I was a Suns fan, so I fucking hated that guy. Love Argentina though, man. My old tennis coach was Argentinian. We used to have a fun beef over that. Call me Bubba. Oh. It's so sexual, dude. What's up, James? 1.5 years after another cycle low. Jingo, could you imagine the cope on the timeline from the Marines if you got blue balled here, didn't hit 18, and re-entered another 1.5 year reaccumulation cycle? Dude, even I would be sad. I'd be fucking depressed if that occurred. What's up, Lillian? Nice, man. Or woman. Excuse me. What's up, Axiom? What's up, Timothy? When's ETH going to 2,500? Now you're asking the good questions. No one answered except for Jingo. No one has any no one wants to place any bets on when we're tagging 18. I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think in a minute. But to me, this is the most bullish chart in crypto. This is what's gonna make everyone the money over the next few months, in my opinion. This is the wealth effect generator. This is the ETH wealth effect. This is the on-chain effect. This is the gamble everything. This is where we should be focused on, despite it being a Bitcoin ETF narrative. I know that the classic thing that everyone wants to say is like Bitcoin should continue leading. Bitcoin should continue leading. I agree with that. But as long as ETH stays healthy, this market stays healthy, in my opinion. I know we can just put Bitcoin on a moon mission. Great. That's great for everyone. No one would hate that. But I want to see this hold on. This is what I want to see. I think that's what all of us degens want to see. We just want to see this hold on. It doesn't even need to go up. It can just do this. And then do this at the very end. That's fine with me. That's where my interest is. That's where my focus is. Despite being most heavily allocated to Bitcoin, I have most of my net worth in Bitcoin. I have most of my capital in Bitcoin. But despite that, I'd rather see ETH hold on and make this move, because this is the fun. This is the fun part of crypto. 2,500 Q1, I'll take that, dude. If we could get 2,200 on this push, if we get ETH 2,200 on this push, and then it wants to chop around and do one of these for a few weeks, and maybe we get a mega flush and whatever, and we crawl our way up, I'm fine with that. If this takes a long ass time to play out, that's good too, man. That's a fun market. I'm in no rush. One of the best traders out there. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm not trying to be the best, just trying to be better than my former self. Even though we, in these kind of markets, myself included, tends to compare myself to other people. Just focus on getting better yourself, man. Appreciate the kind words. Monday. I hope you're saying that for Link, because I also think it'll be a Sunday Monday. It'll be like a weekly close, CME open kind of push for Link to get to 18. Fresh weekly open, maybe CME push, something like that. That's what I'm looking for on Link. What's up, Usman? Eating sushi with the girlfriend, enjoying docs charts. That's a good Saturday. What's up? What's up? Pliskin. I don't even know how to pronounce that, man. I've never played Metal Gear Solid. I just see your name in chat. I don't know how to pronounce it. What's up, Charles? What up, Sam? All right, boys. A lot of introductions. How many people we got here? 52. Holy shit. That's a new record for me. That doesn't seem like a lot to people, but hey, man, that's a lot of people. My previous record for a chat or for a stream was like 33, I think, 35. Glad so many of you guys are hanging out with me on this Saturday. We got a lot of stuff to cover. The agenda for today, man, the agenda today is, there's a lot of stuff. And we're going to do chart requests in a little bit, and then kind of ask me anything, right? We'll go for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. I don't have anything to do other than charts and trade today. As kind of pretty much every day, but I want to dedicate time on the weekends to the boys. First, before we do that though, I announced in the clinic recently, I haven't put it on CT or anything yet, but I did partner with Woo. And I know a bunch of you guys like, oh, okay, another ref link shiller, whatever. I get that. I also cringe at that kind of stuff too, but I wanted to bring you guys a good deal. So before we get started, I just want to cover this really, really quickly and explain why I actually decided to partner with them versus other places like Bybit, BitGet, whatever. Oops, did I lose that? Yeah, I lost it. Okay, here's the deal. Woo doesn't want you guys, they don't give a shit about you guys running up like $1 million accounts. They don't want the trade volume, whatever. Their whole goal is just, hey, check us out. Check out the platform. Come check us out. No minimum deposit requirement, nothing like that. And I wanted to give you guys a bunch of benefits too. So here's what I'm going to do. Anyone who signs up on my Woo ref link, which is, I haven't posted yet, but I'll post somewhere in a minute. Anyone who signs up and takes one trade, I'm going to open up a private channel in the clinic for you guys. And the reason I'm doing this is because in the past, up until now, for the past 1.5 years that the clinic's been open, literally everyone that comes in asks me questions, and you can, people that are clinic members that are here in the chat, you guys can attest to this and let them know. If someone asks me a question, there's been times in the past where I'll literally record a 5-minute video and post it in chat. Like, that's how much of an open book I am for people. Lately though, because we have 1,400 people in there, I'm trading my own book. I'm doing a bunch of stuff for socials. I'm swamped, and I'm trying to have a real life too. I can no longer answer every single person's question. So I even wrote it in the announcements board the other day. I'm like, guys, I'm swamped. Like, I can't do this anymore. So I apologize if I am going to ignore your questions, but sometimes I'm going to have to do that. But I'm going to open up a private channel. So this is a mainline link to me. If you guys ever want anything, this is like an ask me anything kind of line for anyone who signs up and takes one trade on there, right? That's number one. private channel. Number 2, streams like this. I'm going to do private streams twice a month. Private streams twice a month for everyone that signs up on the code. That's going to be a more detailed way to answer people's questions, educate, psychology, teach setups, anything, top to bottom. No punches held. Number 3, access to my indicators. Now, this isn't crazy because my indicators are very simple. They're EMAs, but mine are a little bit cleaner, right? They're set to certain time frames. They are as they are. You don't have to go around TradingView and combine a bunch of stuff. They're just set there for you. So access to all of my indicators from my system, which are the EMAs that I use predominantly. Next, anyone who signs up in the next week gets a 50-50 fee revenue split for life. What does this mean? You guys know when you guys do volume on exchanges, you pay fees. If you sign up through someone's referral code, they get a kickback of the fees. Usually it's around like 40%. So 60% goes to the exchange, 40% goes to the person who you signed up through. I'm going to give half of that to you guys. If I could, to be honest, I would give the entire thing back to you guys because I don't give a shit about the whatever you call it, the volume generation. It's really not a lot of money. It's a lot if you're Moon Carl. If you're me, it's like pennies. Trust me. But what that's going to do for you guys is when you trade on Woo, you're going to constantly get kickbacks on your money. So it's basically cheaper fees than other exchanges. When you trade on other exchanges, all that money's going away. On here, you're literally getting a 20% discount for life, 20% cheaper than all other exchanges for life, right? So just keep that in mind. Now, for the next month, Woo's going to give you a $10 rebate for every 100K in volume that you do, up to $2,000. So you can get $2,000 back on your trading for the next month. That's a kickback in fees as well, and they're going to pay you straight up upfront. They'll just throw their airdrop the money into your account, free to trade, free to withdraw, all that good stuff. So that's the deal. And yeah, that's the deal. And I'm sorry that I had to start the stream off like this, but I'm going to do it like this, and we're going to get into all the stuff after that. I just had to throw this out there. The 50-50 fee revenue split for life, that's only for this week. So sign up this week. After that, it's going to go back to the normal deal, but all the other stuff remains. All the other stuff is going to be open forever. And then that's that out of the way. Let's get back to it. Check chat real quick, and then we're going to start talking about Bitcoin, ETH, Link, etc. Thank you guys for listening to that. By the way, now this part isn't a shill. This part is completely like legit. I don't have a position in Woo right now, but I want to gig along this because in my system, this checks literally every single box. For those of you guys who have been following me for a while, my system revolves around high time frame moving indicators, medium time frame, and low time frame. If we're trading above all three, that is an extremely strong long signal in my book. So the red ones are the daily 100, daily 200. The blue ones, which are covered a little bit, are the H4 100, 200, right? We're trading above all those. We're respecting them. We're using them as support. And if we come to the 4 hour, we're also using the local 4 hour EMAs as support. We have giga resistance right here, which is the yearly value area high. That's this gray kind of channel that you see. The middle of this channel is the VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price. The top band is the 1 standard deviation above. These are just kind of floating levels. They're moving levels. Acceptance above this is massive, right? And the confluent factor is it's a prior swing high. Prior swing high, consolidation below it. Now, in bull markets, you do not get perfect retests. I myself have bid the perfect retest just in the off chance that you get a shakeout around 26.6, right? I would love to take a position there. Boom, like I'd bid this entire box, right? Invalidation being closed below, and we're just aiming big, right? This is the kind of market we're in. We're aiming big. We're aiming for this next swing high. Honestly, this coin's been outperforming. It's literally been up only. And this is, I promise you, has nothing to do with the partnership, but like it's up 70%. I've been fading it the entire way. Like legitimately, I've been fading this the entire way. People in the clinic have been talking about Woo. They've been taking trades on this, but like, look at this dolly right here. puke, reclaim above the level, acceptance above yearly value area high. If you get a retest, that's like golden ass long. But the problem is, in most of these markets, you don't get perfect retests. So any kind of shallow pullback here is probably long territory for me. This is one that I'm hunting. It's in the hunting list. It's actually at the top of the hunting list. I know I'm skipping majors. Is anyone interested in Bitcoin thoughts other than when top? If anyone's interested in actual like trade ideas for Bitcoin, I'll go through that. But honestly, I don't think any one of you is going to be trading Bitcoin unless Bag's in the audience, because I know Bag's buying mansions with Bitcoin shorts right now. The real Bitcoin, we're going to talk about the real Bitcoin in a minute. The alpha that I'll leave you guys with on Bitcoin while I wait for anyone to answer, if they want actually a setup on this, is this is so messy. Leave. Okay. The alpha on this is all year, Bitcoin's kind of done the same thing. I have it highlighted here in red. Big up move, doesn't let you in, no sweep of lows, up only, grind up, and in the middle of this consolidation, you have a big wipeout. A big wipeout into like a dolly. Excuse me. Big wipeout, Dalai Lama. Big wipeout, Dalai Lama. We haven't got that yet on Bitcoin. I'm expecting at some point for that to potentially occur. Now, the caveat being is if this was just the first consolidation into the true range. That's the real bullish scenario here on Bitcoin, is if this is synonymous with this and this. And we haven't even gotten to the distribution range yet. And the distribution range begins around 40, right? That's the hyper bullish scenario. And what feeds into that scenario is kind of the reaction that the market gave on Thursday this week. Thursday, we had our classic Thursday wipeout. And the market recovered, and so many coins put in new highs, right? The thing is, Bitcoin did not. Bitcoin didn't put in a new high. It didn't Dalai Lama into new highs. It left this massive wick. I'm on the Nance chart, but on the Bybit chart, there was a wick up to here, something, right? And we took out that wick, right? So, there's some early bearish signs on Bitcoin. But what happens, like, for me, like, this is my strategy. It's been my strategy all year. Once Bitcoin finally breaks down, loses the 4-hour trend. Let me pull the 4-hour trend here. Like, we're still being carried by this. We've been carried by this the whole way, like all the way from 27K. Once Bitcoin finally breaks down, accepts below this, it'll probably fill a gap into the H4 100, right? Probably do this, probably overshoot a little bit, right? Reclaim, reaccept into this value area, right? Right in the POC of this range. That's where Bitcoin will sit. It'll probably get a push back upwards, but that push upwards, once it does this and starts pushing upwards like that, I don't want to be long Bitcoin here anymore. All year, my bread and butter has been like, okay, we're in for this ride. But whenever this moment occurs, that's when I go full on like risk curve rotations. Let's hammer everything with high risk, because money is going to flow from the Bitcoin wealth effect from people that have been long Bitcoin this whole way. That money flows down the risk curve. Now you may be thinking, is this time different? This is an ETF narrative. We should technically be carried by Bitcoin. Well, what I'm talking about right now is kind of like a top signal kind of thing, right? What I'm talking about is like kind of like this final distributive top thing that Bitcoin always does. Like I said earlier, it doesn't have to happen immediately. It can happen higher. It can happen up here. But when it does occur, when you finally get that washout, right? When you finally get that H4 trend loss washout, I want to be focused on altcoins. And I'm kind of front running that idea already, where like I'm positioning an ETH and I'm positioning an ETH related names. I'm looking forward to ETH related name longs. So I'm kind of front running that idea already right now. And people, guys, I don't know about you guys, but people have been mocking Ethereum, being like, oh, it didn't move on the ETH, like ETF news. It had a 13% candle that day. Like, what are people talking? What are you guys smoking where they're like, oh, ETH is letting me down? Literally went 13% up in a day. And ETH BTC reacted like this. Am I seeing something different that people aren't seeing? Like, I think this is bullish. This is a very high time frame reclaim also. Like, this is our level. 54 has been the weekly level for years, right? This was our first close below it last week. If we close below this, above this tomorrow, to me, that looks like a range reclaim, right? Is that a up only, ETH only signal? No, it doesn't mean that. Like I said earlier, we could just chop around here. That's fine with me too. But I'm starting to see the bullish like move for Ethereum, and like on the weekly here too. If we close the weekly above 1934, which seems pretty damn likely to me, I'm not looking at ETH to do a deviation like this. And my high time frame invalidation would be like, yeah, okay, if we re-accept back below there. But like anything else, if you break out, like I just said with Woo, you probably don't get a perfect retest and you start continuing. And then you look at this, right? And this is where Bitcoin's currently sitting. Like, this is the synonymous region for Bitcoin. So if Ethereum were to catch up to Bitcoin, you're looking at 2,600, 2,700. That's kind of my mental framework on high time frame right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll check chat now. I just said a lot there. This is what happens when you're a top influencer. Dude, I never want to be known as a top influencer. In fact, they say, like I've heard people say, once you get to 10K followers on Twitter, those accounts are no longer like gems or whatever, and then they lose their alpha. And I'm like, dude, I should probably just get to 10K and go private. Like, Twitter is a big distraction, to be honest. When I came to Twitter, when I came to CT, I got so much out of it. Following people's streams, learning from Trader XO, learning from Trader Main, finding these guys, going down the rabbit hole. I learned so much from CT. But the better and better and more competent I get as a trader, and in my evolution in this journey, it's all a distraction. It's all noise. It's all a distraction from me to perform the way I want to perform. Like, literally, I could leave right now. I could never stream again. I could do whatever, and I could be totally fine as a trader pretty much for the rest of my life. I honestly think it's all of a distraction. The only reason I stay on there is for like the vibes and entertainment and stuff like that. So I never want to be known as a top influencer on CT. That's not a goal of mine. What else should we do on a Saturday night? Nah, man, study. You're right. Study. Hang out here, ask questions, learn something. I'm giving back the same way. I learned all my education basically for free, and I'm giving back the same way with these streams. Is it better to hold in the hope it will keep rising or sell with like 2K profits? Miriam, you're going to have to tell me what coin you're talking about. I totally have talked about too many things I forgot. Dante, any thoughts on Tia Celestia? Yeah, we'll do Tia. Let me, should we do this? Add section, something I haven't done before, and someone gave me the idea of just... Oh wait, I have Tia down here. Oh, all right, we'll do requests in a minute. I just don't want to forget yours. Good morning, Zed. How you doing, buddy? Can you do leverage trading on Woo? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can definitely leverage trade on Woo, margin trade, spot trade, all the trading. Honestly, I've been maining there. Like, that's no LARP. Like, once so Woo hit me up and they're like, do you want to partner? This and that. And the only reason I knew about Woo is because a bunch of people that I respect have been trading on Woo, like Runner. Runner is one of my favorite accounts on CT. I know you guys know him. If you don't follow him, Runner XBT, I think he's, no lie, probably the best trader on CT right now. I don't know who, like, maybe, I mean, obviously like Loma and stuff and CBS and stuff, but like outside the guys from last cycle that are known killers, I think Runner is literally the best trader on CT right now. The guy's incredible. And he was partnered with Woo. So when Woo, hit me up with the partnership, I was like, dude, what I do with everyone, I did the same thing with BitGet. I did the same thing with Bybit. Is I'm like, all right, let me test your exchange. So I've been trading on Woo for the past 2 weeks. And I finally gave them the okay, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Like, okay, we'll do this, because if I can trade there, and find it to be an enjoyable experience, then everyone else should as well, right? Not going to endorse something I don't believe in. The real Bitcoin, yeah. How do you determine to execute on shallow pullbacks or wait from interest areas? Do you DCA down? So couple ways that I can answer that question. There are times where there are big POIs, like for example, ETH last night. Massive POI. This box is huge. This is your 4-hourly demand. This is your 4-hourly demand. Technically, we could trade all the way into this thing and still be bullish, right? You could still be bullish. You could still be in bullish market structure, and combine that with the 4-hour trend. You know, it's totally fine, right? Look how we've carried the 4-hour trend. We've had wicks below it, right? But we're still carried by this. Anytime you have a demand block plus the trend, that's a bid for me in my system. Now you're asking, well, how do you bid this area, shallow pullbacks, etc. I iceberg bid this. I put, like, for example, 1 ETH bid here, 2 ETH bid there, 3 ETH bid there, 4 ETH bid there, 5 ETH bid there, and then my average price would probably end up here. Now, obviously, we didn't travel that deep, so I didn't get all the fills I wanted. But now, what am I going to do, like, to add full size to this position? I'm going to allow price action to continue developing. I'm expecting at some point, maybe weekly open, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, something, another dip into this area, right? I'm expecting another one, and I'll probably fill more size there. And as we start pushing away, right, that becomes my invalidation. Why? Because in a trending market, as you guys have seen, we're not getting these sweeps, right? You come near them. I could have drawn that better. Let's just do it like this. You're not getting these sweeps. You're getting like pullbacks near them, and you're setting kind of higher lows. One day, yeah, we're going to smash through probably all of them. But as long as the market's strong, we're protecting those lows. And why are we protecting those lows? Because people want to bid there. They're advertisements, right? Like, why aren't we getting the perfect test of 1934? That's our region, right? Why are we not getting the perfect test? Ask yourself. Every single person and their mother has bids here. Everyone's like, oh, I want the perfect retest. They log in their accounts, they put in a limit order, and they put it at 1934. The order book is fucking stacked in this area, right? And the the metaphor I continue using whenever I describe auction market theory, or not even auction market theory, but like bidding or order books or something like that, is, you know, I like to, I don't know about you guys, but I like sneakers. So sometimes I'll buy sneakers on StockX, right? And if I want to buy a pair of Jordans, right, and they're going for like $280, well, I might bid 220. And if someone outbids me, well, guess what? The seller is going to sell to the highest bidder, right? Why are we not dipping all the way into this level? Because so many people, 80%, 90% of the people are bidding down here. There are brave souls bidding higher, right? They're the ones that the sellers are going to sell into, right? They catch the bid. So, yeah. That's why we get shallow pullbacks in bull markets. That's literally the dumbed down version of why that happens. I would appreciate if you explain your trading system. Someone mentioned a trade setup that required that system to play. Okay, so what I just explained is a piece of my trading system. I don't want to explain the whole thing. That could be in a whole hour video of its own. But there's no rocket science that goes into what I do. I'm literally using price action, liquidity theory, some EMAs, using, you know, VWAPs as levels, horizontal levels, support and resistance, game theory. All that stuff's part of my system. Things that I don't want to completely give away, because you don't want to give away everything that you do, because we are all competitors at the end of the day. We're all taking each other's money. Never forget that. But yeah, I can definitely do a video one day outlining kind of how I trade. If you know, but an easier answer there is go watch my watch list videos. I have a watch list video with some cringe title, most alpha ever. Wasn't a lie. That's the most detailed version of that I've ever done. Go watch that video. That'll help you out to start for sure. Be nice to hear your analysis on Bitcoin, because it's kind of leading the move right now, even though ETH woke up. Johnny, let me know if I already answered your question or if you have more on Bitcoin, because I just covered that. If we clear, Zed says, if we clear 38K, I think we just teleport to 43, 44, and distribution comes from there. Definitely possible. 37, 38K is a huge level on Bitcoin. This is kind of, we're finally entering this point of breakdown. A point of breakdown is a concept that Adam taught me, or has talked about, not taught me, but it's a concept that I use, and it's basically getting over where, the momentum of selling initiated. So if we just take this area, this is kind of where that happened. You had higher high, higher low structure. This is the origin. This is the market structure breakdown. This is where bulls had to hold the line and the selling pressure initiated. This is where the collapse occurred, Luna, etc. So we've gotten back there. So I'm pretty sure we're trading into this zone right now. How do I extend? I don't want to do the work. Boom, look where Bitcoin is, right? So it's a massive, massive area for Bitcoin. The way that I look at let's call this an order block. This is a POB, a point of breakdown, but many people know this as an order block, as a supply block or whatever. The way I look at order blocks is first test, best test. The first time you tag this, that's an easy rejection. People have take profits there. People are going to short there. Where I don't want, like if you're a bear, you don't want to see Bitcoin start continuing to trade and test this region, because then that's hyper bullish. That's hyper bullish, and you're just going to get a God candle breakout. So that's something we should watch for in this region on Bitcoin, and in simple terms. Is ETH dooming is insane always? The ETH dooming is insane always the same? Yeah, it is. 43 before Christmas. Let's go, Zed. I love it. I love the environment where like we can be shamelessly bullish again. It was like frowned upon to have audacious targets for most of this year, for last year, but we're back, bro. Why not? Why not dream big? Let's dream big. That's 62 on the weekly POB on ETH BTC. Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Once I stopped CT for a few weeks, I honestly felt like I had an edge not hearing the noise. Exactly, Calf, dude. As soon as you develop a profitable system, a consistently profitable system, it's on you to start tuning out noise and allowing only selective information in, because hearing too many things, even though you know that they're nonsense things, can affect you. Trading is a psychological game. Once you develop a system, all it is psychology. Clinic is honestly such a unique group, man. Yeah, man. I keep hearing that, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Are you accumulating spot for the long term or just trading leverage? I am about 60% deployed. I don't know who shares this stuff on CT besides me, but I am the most transparent guy you will meet. I am 60% deployed. I am coping in 40% stables. Though I actually have a video coming out, and I haven't done this and recorded this yet, but I'm going to do a video for all you guys that have a bunch of stables in how to deploy them in a responsible manner, how to put your stables into the market in a responsible manner and build a portfolio. This is now not, a shill for Valio. If you guys know what Valio is, I kind of work with them too. I'm partnered with them as well. And I have a public vault, which means I have a public portfolio on Valio where you guys can deposit stables and I trade for you. I was caught off guard on this Bitcoin move. Right here. I was 100% cash in Valio. And I started building my spot Valio portfolio up here. Now, the market's up only, my Valio portfolio is up only, but I am building a portfolio in a responsible manner. Basically, I'm taking spot trades. Let's say, for example, this is support, right? Here's my invalidation. Here's my target. I'm basically just buying spot at support, allowing it to hit my target, selling 50% of the spot, right? And holding 50% as a spot portfolio allocation. That's how I'm building a spot portfolio. I'm covering risk. I'm taking trades. I'm rebuilding cash. Cash is being passively deployed. If we keep going up only, I continue getting exposure to the market to the upside. That's how I'm building a spot portfolio in brief, but I'm going to go over that in like a full video one day. It's on the list to do. What's up, Shane? Woo requires KYC. Yes. Doc Muscle. Hey, welcome, brother. Glad you can make it. Hope the kids are having fun. And they got to where they needed to go on time, and dad wasn't distracted by Doc streams. Yeah, but yeah, it requires KYC, my brother. A lot of good people are partnered with you. Yeah, exactly, man. That's exactly why I wanted to partner with them, because so many good people that I respect are partnered with Woo. Now, you could point to the past and be like, well, everyone was partnered with FTX and see how that went. Yeah, of course, but that blindsided everyone, right? I respect Don Alt, and I respect Crypto Cred and Adam and Jim and CBS and Runner, and all these guys are with Woo. I want to be on the team with those guys, man. Why can't I see Kuji on the watch list? You know why? Because I don't have a Kujira position. I'm coping in Kujira. And this sucks because this was something that I wanted. Like, I called this one really early and I traded it once, and then I missed a move, and I did the thing that, you know, we all do of like, oh, you miss the first move and you just go, you know what, fuck it, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps going, and it keeps going. So that's what I did with Kuji, and my cope response to that as well. At least I caught Link, and at least I caught LDO, and at least I caught Solana and INJ and Render and all these other, and especially Caspa, and I'm gonna show Caspa later. Look at this fucking monster, right? So at least I caught these bags. If I miss Kujira, I miss Kujira. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, look at this. This thing is incredible too. Jesus Christ! Congratulations, anyone that caught that. How do you manage risk on iceberg orders? Stops at all one? Okay, so iceberg orders are more advanced strategies, not something I would want to tell anyone to do, because yes, your risk becomes like, if you're just bidding blindly into a box like this, you better have high fucking confidence that that is going to hold, because what can happen is you could just get a candle that eats all your orders and liquidates you on the same move. That's called knife catching, right? Excuse me. That's really just, you know, knife catching. That's why you're not supposed to do this. A smarter way to bid is definitely, you know, either take a feeler entry or allow price action to develop, right? And trade into that, and use these things as your invalidation and build positions like they're responsibly. And then, you know, like, okay, this shouldn't roll over. That's a market structure break. That's bearish. We shouldn't get that. There should people be bidding here, etc., etc. This is me managing my risk. That's my RR. That's why you should build orders. Iceberg orders are not for everyone. That's not something I recommend people doing, especially right off the bat when you just start trading. Now you went to the Bitcoin. Yeah. Why so bearish said, yo, ARPA? Is ARPA a cartel coin? We'll put it there for Jingo. Are you a day trader or swing trader? I do a little bit of both. I'm mainly a swing trader. My bread and butter are 4-hour candles. I love trading the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the daily charts. I build my theses on the daily chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart. I take orders and executions sometimes on the daily and the 4-hour. That's where my bread and butter is. The better and better I get as a trader, the more and more interested I'm getting into day trading and scalping. I have this template for scalping. That's not something I share. This is something that I do every day now just to get a little bit better. I don't even talk about this. And in fact, I'm not going to talk about this on the stream. But yeah, I am trading is a game of evolution. So we constantly just keep evolving. And I think scalping, as someone who I look up to, Magus says, is the hardest, most energy intensive, mentally intensive part of trading. And I think it should come later after learning how to trade 4-hour, 1-hour, etc. Can you check CFX? Yeah, we'll put it on here. Wow, man, we have so many comments. I can't even catch up with chat today. Best thing about markets turning is everyone vibing and happy. Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. The only thing I don't love is the cringe posting nowadays. Oh, I'm making so much money. Dude, everyone's making money. Everyone's making money. Reel it in. I actually said this in chat today. Loma had an amazing tweet that humbled me as well. I got a lot out of it. He said something that was like, stop telling me how much money you're making. Tell me when you make enough to retire. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know how he said it, but it struck a nerve with me. And I'm like, yeah, why am I happy with performance right now? Like, there's so much more to go. As Kobe said, job not finished, man. I'm at Starbucks listening right now. You could argue iceberg orders are best for building spot positions. Yeah, you could definitely argue that. I got fucked by using hard stops. I heard you don't use that, but for example, if something happens like Friday, you're fucked, right? If you use a soft stop. Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of both. I use hard stops and like no stops. I use invalidations, but definitely like Thursday. So you have to understand the conditions that you're trading in. Let's see, what's a good coin that got wiped out? Probably like INJ. I can't even remember what coin would give us like a really good example of something that got like wiped the fuck out. Yeah. I mean, like, look at these leverage wipes. Like, you have to understand the market conditions you're in. Everyone is degen trading these coins. Everyone is fucking long. Everyone is long from lower. Everyone has trailed stops. And when you get these moves that flush, you're just going liquidation into liquidation into liquidation, and further, just cascading. That's why we call it a liquidation cascade, right? So be very, like, wary of that kind of stuff. If I'm long from here, right? For example, on this chart, it's hard to see. I don't know why I'm using this. Hold on. Let's clean this up. Let me build the idea for you guys here. If I'm long INJ and I'm like, look, we broke out. This is a significant area of resistance. We're breaking above it. We should not be closing below this. My invalidation's down here. I'm willing to tolerate a wick into that area. I'm willing to be underwater for a minute because I don't want to get stopped out on a random wick in a non-volatile, non-over leveraged market, right? What am I trying to say here? In a non-over leveraged market, you're not going to want, like, the volatility of this move is just not going to happen. Like, this is when you get super over leveraged, super euphoric, and whatever. You're really not getting these things up here. Why? People are feeling good. Things are smooth. Everyone's got bids here. And you know what? Even the most bullish people, they're skeptical. They're taking profits every high. They're skimming profits. It's only until later of these trends that, you know what, psychologically people start doing? They go, well, why the fuck am I taking profits? It's going up only. And then they start increasing their risk, right? Whereas you should have high risk, right? This is what's hard for all of us. You should take a lot of risk early in a trend and wane your risk at the end of the trend. What does everyone else do? They're skeptical. They don't go all in. They go small size. And as this thing goes, they start getting more and more confident, more and more degenerate, chasing orders even more, adding more size, widening their stops. And that's how you get these leverage flushes. So I just said a lot of things there. To answer your question though, like, early on in the trend, I'm not thinking that there's going to be hyper flushes. I'm thinking that we shouldn't see moves down underneath my invalidation area. We shouldn't see closes back below there because, like I said earlier, with the Woo example, with the Bitcoin example, the Ethereum example, you shouldn't get a perfect retest if you break out over a level. You should get shallow retests. And even look at what happened here on INJ. I remember this because I tried to get this trade. I wanted this to be swept. You can see tweets on the timeline of me saying, I want this sweep on INJ. And look what INJ did. It didn't even give you the sweep. It front ran that because there's so many fucking orders down here. Everyone wants the bid, right? And I'm looking for perfect bids into this area. So if I'm long from this area, right, I'm just basically saying we shouldn't close down here, right? Which is why I'm not going to allow myself to get wicked out. But then later that we go, I'm starting to put trailing stops. Pepe, I was long Pepe. Where were we? Where's Pepe? I'll give you the perfect example of where trailing stops and hard stops saved me. If you guys saw, I was trading the PO3 here, right? This is your accumulation, this is your manipulation or deviation, and this is the expansion. That's what I was looking for, right? So I longed down here into, I don't want to draw these things, it's going to take too much time, but I was long here off the tag of daily demand, right? I longed this, and we're getting the slow, grindy price action. Now, I know it doesn't look like it was a big move, but this is a massive move. Right. This is a 16% move. What is my target? My target was these lower highs right here. Let's clean this up too. My target was these lower highs. And look what Pepe did. Like, it literally nuked before that. And I knew, look, my target is right here, right? I don't want to see Pepe just fucking puke. I put a trailed stop in this order and I got trailed out and I didn't have to eat the entire drawdown. And my position got closed here in profit, right? It got closed here in profit along this puke. That's how I used a trailed stop to, like, save some of my profits and not get completely wiped out. Again, same deal here. I took profits up here, but had I not, I would have been trailing this entire way. I would have had hard stops trailing this entire way up because I'm not willing to give back all that profit on these monster moves, monster moves, 30% move that I was long for here from 12.6 to 14.6. I'm not giving that profit back, right? So you do need to have hard stops in play. I just went over that longer than that took longer than longer than I imagined to take to explain that, but I hope that answers your question. What's the name of the position volume indicator? Are you talking about this one on the right, the black one? VRPR, visible range volume profile. TRB. All right. Someone asks me about TRB every single stream, and I have the exact same response every time. Guys, I don't trade the cartel coins. I don't even think this is a cartel coin anymore. I think this is just a legit monster coin, but I haven't had TRB on my watch list for the past few months. So I'm not going to put it on now, but I'll give you an opinion anyways. What do you think about CRV? Okay, let's put CRV on there. We'll get to the requests. Is anyone interested in any of these other coins that I have listed up here? I was going to talk about Render, Link, ARB, LDO. I was going to talk about these, but if no one's interested in these, Solana, whatever, we can skip that and we can just go to the requests. Let me know. I always add or subtract 1 or 2% from whatever my system says for TP or orders because too many other systems use similar indicators. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Doc Muscle, we're in that season where when things go up only, you have to continue lowering your IQ, or even triangle patterns work out and head and shoulders work out and bull flags work out and diagonal lines work out because more market participants means more money, which means more of the bell curve starts getting shifted from the right side. Like money gets shifted from right curve traders to mid curve traders to left curve traders. And I don't mean that in the crypto way of left curve and right curve are the same thing. I mean that in the sense that left curve is left curve and not that wise on where to put their orders and stuff like that. So you have to adapt to the conditions and play against your essentially opponents in the market and kind of trade the way they're trading. That's why you kind of get front run on trades. That's why your TP has to be earlier because everyone is TPing the same targets. Everyone is bidding the same targets. Look at this. This was my target on Pepe. 14,666. In any other market, this would have been run. In any other market, this would have been run. Where did I take profit? 14.6 flat. I was like, I'm front running that. I don't care. I'll give back, some money. I won't realize the full gains because I want to get out. And thank God, right? Thoughts on Link, dude? I thought you'd never ask. It feels like everyone's an ARB and LDO. I agree, man, but I think psychologically we got to get used to all being in the winners, right? They're winners for a reason. We're all in them because they're doing well, and that's why they do well. It's like a full circle. We're all in them, right? So everyone's in. I don't think that's I think you're kind of saying that in a bear curious way, but I don't think that's super bearish. FXX, one of my best trades on perps this year in January. Probably doesn't make the top 20 anymore, but it was massive at the time. Cake, that's an interesting one. The coin still exists. Link, yeah. Render, LDO, yep, we'll do that. CRV, we have CRV in here, good. OP, we can do OP. I don't have OP on my watch list, and I don't know why. I think it's just because I have enough ETH beta exposure through LDO and ARB, and I'm like, why do I need OP too? Yeah, we'll do Link. Where we can look for LDs. Yep. All right, Woo looks, yeah, dude, Woo looks mega bullish, man. Woo looks insane. Like, I want a position in this one. I'm not saying it because they're partnering with me, but I swear to God, this is one of the best charts as far as breakouts go. Like, accepting over yearly VWAP, this much compression at the high, like this much compression. You ate this dolly and you've broken out. Like, bro, this looks incredible. And there's nothing but air. There's like nothing but air to like up here. Like, wait, let me actually check. I have these off. There might be actually like a quarterly or something that we have to contend with. Let's see. Okay, wait. All right. There's not nothing but air. There is. There we go. We'll leave that there. That's the target for your. If you're long woo right now, that's your target. Whatever that is, 28.9. Call it 29 flat. This is kind of like the RR that you're working with here. I would even accept this if it tagged that without me and then came back here in like a FUD event, Bitcoin deleveraging or something like that. That's probably where I'd long woo. Like, I want to defend this fucking box, but I'm sure every other market participant wants to defend this box as well, which is why it may not get tagged, and we just may chat, and we may do one of these things up here and then just break out. We'll see. We'll see. All right, man. I don't want to look at SHIB because that makes me bearish, bro. Why are people asking about SHIB? Don't ask about SHIB. It's too early to be asking about SHIB, man. Dead coins, piece of shit. Meme coins, like boomer meme coins, man. No, don't ask about SHIB. We'll do SHIB, but please, guys, don't ask about like bottom barrel shit coins that have nothing going for them, because that's gonna make me bearish. All right, I gotta stop reading chat because I'm gonna just keep getting sticker spammed. Oh, new bro. Yo, thanks for the call out. Let's go, baby. The real Bitcoin. The real Bitcoin. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You guys have seen me bull posting this on the timeline. Look at the absorption here. Look at this. Look at this, dude. I honestly was shitting my pants because I positioned like high. I got a bad entry because at first I thought like, okay, we're going to defend this order block, right? So I positioned into that. I positioned like 13.3 or something. And then we just puked, and I took another one. I took it off at 11, and I was like, okay, I'll bring my average to 12. And then every day we're just puking and puking. And I was like, let me add a little bit more. Let me add a little bit more. And it was because of this on-chain terrorist Suzu wallet or whatever puking into this area. And honestly, that's the most bullish selling I've ever heard about. Because if a whale is selling and plebs are like absorbing it into bullish market structure, into an SR, into H4 100, 200, it should send. Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. Hope you guys are in this. This is one of the, like, guys, everything is going wild right now. Every coin is going up. So I'm being very selective about the coins that I'm bull posting on the timeline on CT. I'm trying to bring you like the bangers, not just like, oh yeah, this Matic looks good and Matic does a 5% candle because everything is going up. Who gives a shit? Right? We're trying to hunt the fucking winners and the bangers out here. Let's go. Let's break all-time highs on stream. Let's go. Let's break all-time highs on stream. We're right there, right? We're right the fuck. We have an alert. We have an alert set, so we'll come back to this. All right. All right, boys. All right, boys. Let's get focused up. Let me go through some of the coins that I want to talk about. I already talked about Woo, so that's off the list. Let's go to Render real quick. All right, let's start from the high time frame. I don't like these drawings when I want to crap. I want to talk about high time frame. I don't want these low time frame things on here. All right. Basis for Render. This looks phenomenal, right? Why? This is a sell point every time, right? I know this is not the full chart, but it doesn't matter. This was the significant high this year in February, right? All this below is just build up. Who cares about that? This is your significant high. This is your range high. Every move above this has been a rejection or a deviation. You cannot find a spot bid above this. All of this are distributions. These were narrative-led distributions. You can see that being confirmed here. If you guys followed me back in summer, you know how bearish I was on Render, calling for lower prices. I was shorting all of these moves. What's bullish about this now? You're getting a spot bid. People are willing to buy spot where they were once selling spot. There has been a market repricing of this asset confluent with that major 220 level. Look at the reaction on the dolly. Now locally on the 4-hour, you've broken structure. We have a market structure break. We have a market structure break. This is lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. Boom, market structure break, right? First test, best test. This is your supply zone. These are your highs. Run those highs. This is where I took profit on my long on render. First test, best test, right? Now, as we pull back, we're pulling back into demand. We can tighten it up even more. My bids didn't get filled, but what I did is I bid right here. I bid right here, 244 after selling 260 to get the full size bag back. That's being front run, and that's no problem for me because my backup plan for render is if that bid doesn't fill, boom, there we go. All-time highs. We're going for it. We're going for it. Let's put another alert. We'll come back to this. Put another alert there. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Potterheads. We deserve this. All right. Back to render. My backup plan is if that bid doesn't get filled at 244, it's going to be the classic Doc, you break, I defend. Get over this point of breakdown. This now becomes a bullish breaker. I want to see a strong candle close above this. Very, very strong candle close above this. I'm going to position right here. Hopefully I get a lower time frame moving indicator as confluence, the 1 hour trend, the 4 hour trend, something. It could be even, it could take a long time. That's why I drew it out like this. It could be a long like reaccumulation in here before we send. So this would be the second place that I'd be looking to add full size back to render is once we reclaim this point of breakdown. So those are the two plans on render. Either 244 right here, you do not want to see this trading back to 220 at this point. After you get the market structure break, you want to see this market structure held, right? You don't want to see this completely roll over once again, right? So this is kind of the defense box, degen defense box, right in there. So that's render, two plans. We'll do link in a bit because I know everyone's really hyped on link. We'll save that. This is my Arbitrum final boss. In my opinion, Arbitrum all-time highs are coming. They're coming. I think people are sleeping on this because this has had bearish market structure since its listing. Right? This entire thing is bearish market structure. This is bearish structuring on the VWAPs as well. Every single VWAP was downtrending. This is the first quarterly that we've been bullish since Arbitrum has been listed. And look at how it has been tested along this move up here. Look at all of the pukes. Look at all the 5, 10, 15, 20% pullbacks that we have been absorbing while holding the 4 hour trend more or less. For me, the final boss is this previous quarter value area high, right? Which means we're finally, for the first time, going to flip prior quarter's value, right? We're bullish on this quarter's value. We're going to flip prior quarter's value confluent with this blue squiggly. This blue squiggly is the anchored VWAP from the listing. So the first price we've ever listed at, we've continuously been bearish under the structure. If we can flip that previous quarter's VWAP, anchored VWAP, high volume node, honestly, I think I see no reason why this doesn't go to all-time high. I think all of these are just going to be pit stops. Yes, it could have massive corrections, whatever. But I think ultimately this entire thing will be bullish market structure towards all-time highs. So I'm very hyped on Arbitrum. I don't want to give you guys lower time frame trades. Why? Because Arbitrum is extremely volatile in lower time frames. A lot of you are going to continue to get shaken out. You're going to continue to get stopped out on these moves. So what I would say is take like positional trades on high time frame. Try to position off of like the daily, all the way down here at like 109. If you get WooX into 109, this is kind of where I'm positioned at. I took spot because myself, I was getting bullied. I was getting bullied in this chop down here. And I was like, fuck that. I'm just going to go spot. I know the vision. I know there's a big reclaim of the 93 cent level. And as long as we're above 93 cents, I'm going to be a hyper bull on ARB. And I just took a spot position. And what that did is save me from all of this madness. If I was trying to trade this on leverage on perps, I would be making mistakes. Any human would. It's very, very difficult to tolerate these kind of moves on perps and sleep with these positions overnight. But on spot, very comfy. Very, very comfy. That's the final boss. That's my Arbitrum take. LDO, this is, again, broken out of, I want to give you guys like a higher, well, we'll just do it like this. Holy crap. That was for a tweet. Actually, none of these matter. That was just for a tweet. A few of you guys have seen me tweet out the line on LDO, and this was the line on the 3-day, right? This is basically the cleanest SR I've seen in a chart this year. Hyper clean. Resistance, support, 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 resistance, flipped, gave you so much time to bid this area, and we're sending. We haven't even gotten a proper like market structure break on high time frame yet. Honestly, I think you're going to take out these wicks. Yeah, there might be some lower time frame, medium time frame like resistance and whatnot, maybe a pullback, but I think you're going to get a structural move like here. Maybe you get a pullback into this region, and then we're going to send, and I think this is going for like $3. All of those wicks that I had highlighted earlier, those are all just targets and baits for short. Every single one of those SFPs is going to be a bear that's going to be like, well, I'm going to take a short here, and they'll maybe scalp some profits, and then they're going to leave the rest of their short position. They're like, oh, maybe I caught the top, right? And there'll just be more and more fuel for, I think, bulls to just continue pushing this upwards. And I know I'm sticking with the high time frame here. I'm not giving you low time frame triggers once again, because LDO is a monster on lower time frames. Like you have to deal with, and I dealt with this, and a lot of people in the clinic are dealing with this. When you're long LDO off of this, you're just round tripping. You're just continually round tripping, and you're psyopsing yourself, and you're like, this is never going to break out. Solana's doing this, and everything's doing that, and whatever. And you're being patient, and then you're greeted with a 20% move, right? And then you have to deal with chop, and then you deal with a 20% move, and now you're going to deal with chop, and then you probably get a 20% move, right? But the line in the sand for me on LDO is right here, that 214 level. I don't think at this point we should be trading underneath the yearly VWAP and prior quarters value area high, right? We've finally reclaimed, this is the black line, right? I have it highlighted here in blue to make it easier for you guys, but the black line in the middle, that's the yearly VWAP. It's confluent with prior quarters value area high. We're trading above both those things, right? And we're holding them as support. And this is that same thing. Like, you're not going to get a perfect retest. We're kind of retesting this demand block, and I think we should push higher. So positioning in LDO 220s and stuff like that for me makes a lot of sense in validation down here. What else we got? I did render, I did ARB, I did LDO. I don't want to do Pepe. We'll do Link. All right, now we're at Link. I mean, what do we want to say about this gorgeous chart, right? Like, this was a major line in the sand for me too. This is 2022 value area high. We're definitely going to close. I mean, I can't say definitely. We're going to close above this on the weekly time frame. Hyper bullish. On low time frame, there was some resistance there at 14.68. That was the 2022 value area high. You can see the chop. Let's get rid of this. You can see the chop we had around that area, right? Dalai Lama, new highs, lower high, higher high, like beautiful market structure carried by the 4-hour trend. You've got the breakout. I see no reason to fade Link. Like, there's no reason. Like, this is just another kind of like Solana type play in the making. Like, it'll get main charactered once again. It hasn't been like a Giga Chad like it was out of like 7 to 10. It hasn't done kind of that in a while. This move was really nice. I was long for this one too. But it's gotten a little heavier recently. And I think that's just because it's been up only. And I think people are like concerned with Link. I think it has a stigma around it of like, oh, you know, Link's getting heated and whatnot. A lot of mid-curve people still living in the past, not understanding that Link is actually a market leader now, not, you know, the bearer of doom. But yeah, I think this is higher. I think 1812 is my level. I think on the daily, I think that was daily. Yeah. It's an SR on the daily, right? From back here. Let's get rid of this. Boom. Very clean SR, deviation above, failed to hold it as support, resistance here, 812. And where we're struggling at right now is 15. Well, we're flipping it actually. 15. Where's my, I can't see, 87. Sorry, I'm not wearing glasses. But yeah, this is another major point of breakdown, trading above it, inefficient move, right? We should naturally just fill this gap. We should just naturally fill this gap to 18. Looks good, man. I mean, like the 4-hour trends are your tests. I mean, the 4-hour retests are your friends. Am I even saying that right? I'm confusing myself. The 4-hour trend retests are your friend, right? Anytime you're getting like demand plus A 4-hour trend, that's a bid, right? You can go back and back test this yourself. You guys saw me tweeting this one right here. This is your 4-hourly demand, right? 4-hour trend. That's where I got long last time. TP'd up into here. I caught this wick actually. I had a stink bid on link here. Same idea. 4-hour trend, 4-hour demand, right? We made, where's the next demand block that we made now? Here. Boom. So the next time this gets tagged, which is 1576, again, that should be defense. Maybe not yet. Maybe we trade higher, right? Maybe this 4-hour trend comes up. The next time that gets tagged, we're just going to continue bread and butter, the same kind of trades until it stops working. Backtest this in your own time on Solana and INJ. It's basically very simple. That's the basis of my system. That's not, I don't blindly do things, but more or less that's how simple it is, in my opinion. Look at what I'm doing on Ethereum right now. Same thing. 4-hourly demand, 4-hourly trend. Same thing. All right, let's catch up with chat. No one paying attention to FTM. We love the scam. Yeah, if FTM was looking good, we'll put FTM on here. I'm going to start getting into your guys' requests now. Those are the coins that I wanted to talk about quickly. And now that we've done that, wait, where'd it go? Boom. All right. Let's check on how this is doing. Perfect tag. Someone on Unibot had a limit order. I should be taking profits on my Valio position on Harry Potter because this is a take profit one, but since I'm on stream, I can't do it. And also gas prices are ridiculously high. My position size on Valio, I have $8,000, I think, assets under management on Valio. So I have to take positions that are like $500 positions because we're just trading spot there, right? So it's a $500 position. I think I got in at 13. We're up 60%. Someone do the math on what that is. So we're up that much. I think I have to pay like $150 in gas right now to take profits. If I want to take like 30% profits on this trade at this obvious resistance, I have to pay an equal amount in gas as I would. So it's like, it almost doesn't make sense to take profits on such a small position. So we're just going to let it ride. And we're going to say this is probably going to do the prophecy, fill the wick. And honestly, my target for this up here is at 30 cents. We're looking for the clean 30-cent tag all the way up here. That's what I'm looking for. TP some. Don't sell HPOS until ETH tops. Yeah, probably. On-chain's going to go wild, right? ETH tops, wealth effect, on-chain effects. We've seen this playbook before, right? What about CAS? So James, I finally started taking profits on CAS. I was sitting on too much unrealized P&L, and I finally started taking some profits. I took some profits at 92, and then I took some profits at 87, I think. Before this puke, I literally caught like the top right here, 92. It puked, it dollied. I felt bad. It started chopping around. I took some at like 87 in here. I think I like sold like a local low, to be honest. I mean, I sold one of them. Maybe it was a little bit higher, 88 or something like that. But I literally sold like one of these local lows down here. So I took some spot profits on Caspa. My bag is not as massive as it used to be, and I may cope and I may regret it, but it is my first cycle, and I'm still trying to build capital, and not just like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being stupid and not just diamond handsing these things until 2025, but I have to think about like what's right for me and my life and stuff like that too. I have goals outside of crypto. I need to move across the country, need to buy a house, need to do all these other things. So I need to start realizing some profits, even though maybe in the near future I'll regret it. But yeah. So I mean, I've been in on CAS. This is me. What's the right word? Yeah, I've been on CAS since 14 and 15. And not only that, not only in spot, but I've been longing the shit out of this and shorting the shit out of this and trading the fuck out of this the entire way. And this was beautiful. This move, like it's very hard to see something like this and not be like, yeah, I'm just gonna diamond hands this. It only did a 2x in like a week. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna take any profits. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'll regret it. But that's the decision that I made. I took some profits on CAS here, and I kind of don't want to look at it for a little bit. Like I don't want to get baited into being like, oh, I took 2 profits too early. Let me buy it back, and then it rolls over, and then I'm like caught, and I don't want to do any of that. So I just want to out of sight, out of mind. That's why it's not even in my hunting list anymore. It's down there. Nice, Shiva. Yeah, those are all the winners, right? I would appreciate if you could do Kuji anyways. Dude, yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it. We can go into the requests right now. Let me catch up with chat and we'll do the requests. Can you do INJ, bro? You're not yeah, because I stopped trading INJ, man. I have a spot bag and it's kind of just the moon bag now. I took good profits on INJ. Like I'm focusing on coins that I think, like I'm talking about Woo and Arbitrum and LDO. I know they're quote unquote laggards, but I do think they're going to get the bid soon. I think the market will rotate because those things look like they're ready to go. So I'm trying to capitalize on those, and I think I can define my risk a little bit easier. If I have to keep on trading INJ, I have to keep on day trading it. I have to keep on like day-to-day intraday trading this. I'm not holding swings. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, let me buy at 16 and aim for 30, right? Excuse me. I can't do that anymore with INJ. And like these things look really bearish to me. Like I thought INJ was done when it did this. I thought it was done there when it did this, and it got the puke and it lost the 4 hourly, right? We've had the 4 hour the entire way from $7 all the way to here. We closed below it. This looked to me like, okay, we're done. We're going to range, whatever. It put in the dolly, and look at this selling. Look at these flat top candles on the 4 hour. Like someone is unloading here. I haven't checked Velo. I haven't checked Flow, but I'm sure someone's unloading here, or at least has limit orders that just continue to get filled up here. It hasn't lost 4 hour trend. No reason for me to be bearish. The system says continue trading it upwards, but I don't want to trade this anymore. Like I'm just not interested in INJ as much anymore as I was once upon a time. Like this was much more. You guys know, like I was the guy on the timeline talking about INJ down here. This is where I was consistently taking INJ trades. I was taking them again and again. This is the coin of choice simply because it was the one holding the daily 100, daily 200 when everything was puking. It was putting in a higher low when a bunch of altcoins put in lower lows. It was putting in a rounded bottom. It was breaking market structure. Like this was something that I wanted to be a part of, and I'm happy I did because look at the reward that we got on this one. But you know, just like Caspa, like once you get these moves, it's time to like mentally be like, I did what I set out to do. My goal was this. I accomplished that goal, and not to just continue being like, I gotta look for the next swing. I gotta look for the next 2x. Like it's okay to be happy. I don't need to capture the Pico top on perps. Like we have the spot bag rolling, and we'll let the spot bag continue to roll. Vertical accumulation, Arbitrum, full send to all-time highs. Yeah, agreed. Zed, we're on the same wavelength. I'm almost out of USDT to get into spot positions. So many easy, quick flips to be taken on KuCoin and the likes. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, my brother. Prior quarter value area high is an interesting level. Didn't know it held any importance. Yeah, Shiva, I'm flipping because I'm learning from Magus a lot, and he uses VWAPs, and me and him have completely polar opposite trading systems. So there's not a lot of overlap in what I can take from him as far as a system goes. But the little things that I've picked up is just using VWAPs as rolling SRs, right? We have our horizontal levels, right? And what do we know in crypto? Sometimes they go above and sometimes they do this and whatever. And we kind of just rationalize and be like, oh, that's our horizontal level. When you have a VWAP, it's kind of like a rolling SR, right? It'll move like this, and you'll notice that price will kind of trade into it a bunch. I'm trying to think of a good example on like high time. I think like Aave, if I can remember properly, had like a really good example. Right? So here's your yearly high, right? And it's kind of like a rolling SR downwards, right? and you're flipping it over here, and then you just full send. Aave was another coin that I've been bull posting on the timeline right now, right? Or maybe in the clinic. I don't even know. Have I tweeted Aave? Guys, I don't know. You guys can correct me. Maybe I haven't tweeted it, but I've been bull posting the fuck out of this in the clinic. And my target was 107. And guess why it was 107? It was the previous year's VWAP. Boom, 107. We're done. Trade done. Closed. Profits taken. I'm out. Right? This is a level that not a lot of people probably think about. They're like, well, why did we stop at 107? I guess you could say, oh, this is a supply point of breakdown, but I'm happy with that. PYR Gaming Link. We've done Link. Lena, Aave. We did Aave just now. I think Aave's topped for some time. I'm not interested. I'd rather bid some other coins. What about AVAX? Okay, we're building a list here now, boys. I can't catch up with chat and do requests. I'm gonna have to level up my streamer skills. Thoughts on Blur, dude? I don't want to miss anyone's stuff because you guys, you know what the benefit of this is? Like, people bring coins to my attention. I'm forced to look at them, and I end up finding trades myself. So I don't want to skip. Excuse me. I don't want to skip anything. Did I? Someone said Lena. What's Lena? I know what Lena is. I think that's a cartel coin. Ator, dude. I don't want to look at Ator. That shit gives me pain. I've faded Ator all year. WorldCoin, IMX, CRV, Sushi. Oh my god! All right. Too many coins. Let's start with here. Let's do the requests now. Enough's enough, right? Let's start in the requests. All right. What do you guys want me to do to chart this one? What should I do to chart this one, please? Here's what I'm gonna say. It's just the same stuff that I traded in my system: order blocks, liquidity, and trends, right? So if we've got the 1 hour trend here, it's not even responding. Okay, this was the breakout, right? This was the breakout. What was the trade here? You guys have heard me say it a few times in the stream already. Boom, easy trade. 1 hour demand, 1 hour trend, entry trigger, higher high, right? Here's the next one. Here's 1 hour demand. I don't know if it pulls back this hard, but if it did, I would bid that. 1 hour trend, 1 hour demand. I would bid that. There's multiple ways to look at this because everyone's trading this. If I looked at the tick rate, if I went to Orion Terminal, I went to tick rate, I would assume this is a top 5 coin right now, which means everyone and their mother's trading this coin. And everyone's just long biased because it's in price discovery. So first of all, the first piece of advice I'm going to give you: don't short this coin. No matter how tempted you are, no matter how much you think this is a local high, it's not worth it. It's not worth it because you're in an uptrending market. You're going to escape, you're going to get 5% down and miss 20% up. So just continue aiming upwards with the bulls, no matter how crazy it looks. What else? I don't even think the weekly is going to matter. We can look at the daily. The weekly does matter. Okay, we are holding the weekly. I mean, this looks really nice too, right? As long as you're trading above the weekly, looks really good. Magus teaches VWAPs like this, and I've said this in a stream before, but a flat VWAP ends up being like a range, right? You're basically looking to fade the high and fade the low. An uptrending VWAP becomes like an EMA. You're looking to bid the retests and the continuation, whether on the upper band or the middle band, right? Need to make sure I shout out Magus because I learned these things from him. Always got to give credit to the people that teach you. Give credit to, yeah. I'm not inventing anything myself. I'm learning from other people. But yeah, that's really all. Like on Celestia here, I wouldn't take any trade because, like I said, I'm a 4 hour trader. I'm a 1 hour trader. I don't care about the 15-minute or the 5-minute. If I want to scalp this, I'll scalp this. But again, I'm not going to be able to cover scalps for you guys on stream. Like, by the time I say something, if someone's watching this later, it's already gone. So there's no point in me talking about scalping on this stream. But yeah, down in here, 1 hour trend, 1 hour demand. That's it. Kujira, I mean, it's going to be the same thing. Okay, well, this broke market structure. This broke market structure. It lost the 1 hour trend. The next thing that has to catch it is the 4 hour trend. 4 hour trend's catching it. If you wanted a stink bed, you would probably put out the weekly VWAP there. Let's keep this on. Let's take that off. That is a very significant blow off, isn't it? How far are we down from that? 33% down, 19% wick on the 4 hour, wick on the 1 hour too. Not as bad. Okay, so little thing about delta candles here. That's a high volume sell, like extremely high delta for selling. If you can get over this, it's probably a bid, right? Why is that a bid? You have a breaker, right? There's your point of breakdown. There's your bearish 1 hour trend. How I would bid Kujira right now as a trade is get above this level, bid a retest. If you get it, look for continuation, look to take out liquidity. That's your trade. Invalidation back below here. This is the Kujira trade. This is my bread and butter. I love trading breakers. I love trading these reclaims, especially if big selling pressure like this just got absorbed and the market, absorbs that selling and reverses. You have all this liquidity to clean up. This is the point of breakdown. This is even like an SR, right? We could even draw this as like an SR, right? So reclaiming that breaker setup, aim for highs, look for that. That's Kujira locally. Can't really talk about anything other than that. ARPA. What is this coin? I traded this before, haven't I? Oh, I hate coins. This looks like Como. This looks like Ant. I hate coins that are this volatile. But this looks good. Cannot deny that is a doc special. If I had to trade this coin, gun to my head, and someone said you have to trade it, I wouldn't take this off the daily chart. Why? Because I'd lose my mind looking at this on a 1 hour chart. I would lose my mind trading this trend on a 1 hour chart. This for me, I'd probably just rather go spot. You're bullish on this, you just go spot and trade it on the daily and look for higher targets. The key thing in my system is always trading above the daily 100, 200, red bands, blue, gray, right? You're trading above, you're using all of them as support. Looks bullish. Reclaiming the dolly looks great. Am I going to bid the top of this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'd rather you like take out this high, right? This is probably a first test, best test short, come back into here, look to bid something like that. Since it's so volatile and shitty in a liquid, dude, it could take this out and it could trade all the way back into this and still be bullish and then just do that again. Not a coin I'm interested in, and I think there's much better stuff out there to trade than ARPA. OP, I'm going to be bullish on OP just because I'm bullish on Arbitrum and LDO and Ethereum and everything like that. This is a major point of breakdown on OP. I've missed the perfect entries, right? So if I wanted to chase this, I'm basically using a high time frame invalidation and saying we should not reaccept back below 159. And then if we want to chase and we want to be bullish, then we're looking at low time frames. This is the exact, if you rewind the video and you go to LDO and ARB, it's the same setup. And it's the same setup as ETH. ETH, LDO, ARB, they're all doing the same thing, right? Boom, that's your entry. There's your invalidation, right? I drew it like under here. That's very, 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 very simple on ARB, right? 1 hour trend, or excuse me, 4 hour trend, 4 hour demand. Look to play this, right? This should be defended. You shouldn't get a perfect retest of 159. And where's your target? Liquidity, right? We can put on, like I said, like if I forget to put on a VWAP, do it on your own time. It's not rocket science, right? Put on a VWAP. There's your, that's actually important that I did that. This is probably going to be a high level of resistance. What could happen here, guys? And this is me I'll come clout claim on the next video if this works out the next week, right? A lot of chop. We finally get a breakthrough candle. It ends up looking like Woo, right? Where you're compressed. You finally get a mega breakout candle. You don't get a perfect retest. This is the next leg, and that's the move you're looking for. Like this is gonna be the madness move on OP above here. In this area, it might just still be chop, and you might just keep pressing against kind of 180. So be careful with that. CRV, ooh, CRV, You know, I don't like CRV, guys, and I have history with this. CRV, people ask me about on watch lists, and they only ask me it when it's doing something like this, right? I think someone requested CRV on like a watch list or like a live stream on this candle, right? They asked it to me right here, right? And I think even before, like earlier this year, Like, people only ask me about CRV during tops, like in January tops and stuff. I don't like this coin. Look at this bearish market structure. Like we talked about Aave, how Aave's flipping its yearly and trading above it. If correct me if I'm wrong, but CRV is like a DeFi token just like Aave, right? It's in that same kind of basket. So Aave is showing you strength. Aave's trading up here. Whoops. CRV is trading down there. Not interested. And honestly, I don't know if anyone should be trading this. Like, who cares if it goes up? Like I said earlier, like the whole market's going up. Who cares if a coin goes up 5%? Like, you're trying to take the easiest trades with the least amount of chop. You want those 10, 15% moves. I wouldn't trade CRV personally. SHIB. Oh, I don't like that SHIB is pumping. I really don't like that SHIB is pumping. This is like a top signal coin for me, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, you tagged yearly VWAP right now, so this is probably either the end of the rally or the start of a consolidation or a big pullback. Not an area you want to bid SHIB. If you caught this move, you caught this move. Congratulations. I'm just going to repeat the same things I always say. Look for either 1 hour demand or 4 hour demand, whatever the coin is responding to. It's not responding to the trend very well. It's way more volatile than that. But let's go to the 1 hour here. Yep, 1 hour trend. Cool. 1 hour demand. 1 hour trend, 1 hour demand. There's your bid. Here's your invalidation. Although I think the bulk of this move is probably in, and you're going to have to deal with that yearly VWAP that I just showed you guys. Boom. FTM. FTM looks good. All right, this looks much better. I like the way this looks. Why? Because your target's still all the way up here. Your target's still all the way up here. You're trading into the yearly VWAP. You flipped the daily 100, daily 200. This whole thing was a downtrend since April, right? Flip that. You've done all the work. This is the move that you've been waiting for. You're currently in the move that you want to be in for FTM. I see no reason why it doesn't stop until here, until like 36, 37, right? Did it already clean up these highs? No. All right. So 1, 2, 3. All right. We're trading into one of them. So this could be another area of consolidation, right? And while it consolidates, you wait for your moving averages to catch up. You're looking for the same thing, demand plus EMA. That helps you set your invalidation. But yeah, this could be an area of chop, you know, like just a stopping point. This could be your eventual target. A way that you could trade this is be like, well, I'm just going to ignore FTM for a while. It's going to chop around. It's going to do whatever. When it finally breaks out over this region, I'm going to use that as an invalidation. I'm going to use this as my entry trigger. I'm going to try to capture this move right here. From here to here, that's my invalidation. Something like that. A little Loma-esque right there. I got a little messy. But yeah, something like that on FTM. It's going to be hard to position down here into resistance, and you're kind of just like longing into resistance. You're longing into people's take profits. You're longing into first test, best test of shorts. It's almost better to wait for the breakout above here, in my opinion, or allow it to come down lower into this consolidation and bid into that. Blur. Ooh. Ooh. This could get a continuation. This looks pretty good. Oh yeah. Shout out Zed. Zed and Bags. Zed and Bags have both been bull posting Blur for a while. Shout out to you boys. Yeah, it looks great. The only thing you need to worry about is you're starting to enter this kind of supply area. But locally speaking, what's bullish about this, locally speaking, is that you had a consolidation, right? So here's the classic like trend continuation pattern, right? You have an expansion, consolidation, sweep the lows, get back inside and expand, and then expand, right? This is the classic kind of schematic. And if you look right here, that's literally what Blur has done. That's literally what Blur has done. So looks bullish in my opinion. And I know Zed and Bags have been all over this one. So yeah, Same techniques, guys. I don't want to keep repeating demand block and stuff like that. You guys understand where my brain is at, and you can rewind the stream a little bit if you want to see some examples. Blur looks good. Blur looks bad. Oh my god, AVAX. Look what we're catching on AVAX. Woo! Okay, so here's kind of the alpha. Well, I don't know if I want to tell you guys to do this. I'll share it with you guys, and we're just gonna say, if you lose money, don't blame me. We're just gonna say that because I'm not gonna take this trade. But a lot of times in these really nice moves, SFPs can be bait, where bulls come in and go, oh, they took that high, right? And what you can see is maybe a rejection, like we leave a wick and we come down, and then we do something like this, right? I would wait for this to bid into AVAX, right? I would wait for that to form to bid into AVAX, because this is probably, I mean, I've seen this happen too many times to not know what to expect. But this is kind of what I think AVAX does here. If it keeps hugging this top here, that looks like vertical accumulation too. Holy shit. Oh my god, this entire thing just looks like a big TWAP. I have not paid attention to AVAX. Congratulations if you guys are trading. This is a monster. Okay, you know what? You guys didn't see me do that. No one saw me do that. This looks good. Looks good. I wouldn't be surprised if this closed below that wick, just because it's such a obvious and contentious level, but could be the start of something beautiful, to be honest. Like it could lead into another leg here, right? Where you SFP, you come back into this demand, everyone thinks AVAX is topped, it's all over. Brave person catches this one, not me, right? Come back in, bullish market structure. The trend just keeps trending, right? Trend keeps trending. Boom, wedge upwards. Where did I see this before? Boom. Yeah, that's nice. Nice. How's our Harry Potter Sonic Obama doing? We're selling off 23 minutes for this 4-hour close. This is gonna be a nice 4-hour close though. Oh, well, unless they continue selling it off. What's next? Blur cake. What the did they relist? What happened? Oh, Binance listed cake perps just now. This is an old cycle coin. Isn't cake the cake is Pancake Swap, right? And that's the Uniswap of BNB. So this is just doing well, I assume, because BNB is doing well, huh? I mean, we're so fucking back, I guess. We're bidding cake again, I mean, BNB looks like this, and we're bidding cake. I mean, sheesh. Imagine if BNB just fucking fills this entire thing, and Adam Cochran was bearish down here, and oh, I want it to happen. But yeah, if you're bullish cake, I would pay very close attention to BNB. It already looks good, huh? You guys may be surprised, Doc doesn't know what's going on with BNB. I've been hyper focused on a very small very small watch list of coins. Look at my hunting list. It's very small. I'm not going out and trading every coin. I know some of you guys can do that. I cannot. I cannot perform optimally if I'm trading 50 coins. Boys, we're if BNB is strong, we're fucking back, dude. BNB hasn't been strong in since October 2022. This was the last time this coin was like outperforming. Look at I called the top on BNB Bitcoin December last year. I was like, if you're bullish on BNB Bitcoin, you're dumb. Yeah, exactly. It was literally like November, December. It's been down only since. Could be a bottom. I mean, have we reached the range low? Boom, there you go. Yeah, I mean, BNB probably continues staying strong. If BNB continues staying strong, then yeah, I see no reason why Cake doesn't do well. Look at that weekly candle. Lord Almighty. Good moves, man. Really good moves. Something in this oh, just tagged it. Something in that breaker area would be really nice. There it is. There's the tag, 225. That was a really nice entry there. Okay. Yeah. Lena. Another coin that's just too choppy for me. I just instantly can tell, like, I don't want this because it's trading above and below the 4-hour trend, the 12-hour trend, the daily trend. Like, this is not a trending coin. It's such a laggard. Yeah, it is a cartel coin. It could do something like this. If that's your thesis, I want to be long Lena because it could do something like that. Go for it. I have no alpha or advice or setups for this coin. I don't want anything to do with it. Get off my list. FXS. This looks good. This coin looks good. Yeah, that looks good, boys. That looks good. How much accumulation is this? This is a lot. This is a big range to break out of. That's a big range to break out of. Da-da-da-da-da. Putting it in there. I like that coin. Oh, baby. You know what makes me feel bad is anytime I fade Jingo, he'll like post stuff in the clinic and he'll occasionally post like banger fucking trades. And when I fade him, I feel so bad, but I'm like, that's karma, bro. That's my fault. I shouldn't be fading Jingo. I'm pretty sure he mentioned this yesterday. I'm pretty sure you did like an inverted chart yesterday and posted in the clinic. This looks good, man. This looks good. I'm going to have to put some alerts in here to remember. The jam. Yeah, I like this. I like FXS here. Yeah, I like this coin. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. All right, there's going to be could end up being more chop here. Okay, so what I would do is try to position off the daily 100, which you just got, right? You just got one perfect tag of it. Who knows if you could get another perfect tag of this at 662. But if you did, I would try to position off of that. Like, I would leave a stink bid down here at 664, 662, and I'd look for it to be bought right back up. The same way like ARB is having these really long daily wicks too, right? Boom, like all the way down here. Yeah, it's front running the daily 100, but like I would still put a stink bid down there or look to play it above, right? Either look to play the breakout above or below, like never diddle in the middle. I'm not positioning at $7. I don't have that risk tolerance to eat that much drawdown. Like, that's a big drawdown, 5%. I'm not going to sit underwater 5%, bid the top of this. So I'd either look for a breaker to form above here. So I want to see the market do this, right? And then position into this, use this as my demand, or try to catch a wick down below. Between these two greens is a no-go. Above is yes. And at the bottom is a yes. That's how I'm playing FXX. It's always so hard for me to say. Done cake, blur, TRB. Again, guys, I don't like TRB. I don't want to trade TRB. I don't care about TRB. This looks like the first time it's broken market structure all year, but like, who's to say it doesn't just miraculously fucking Dalai Lama once again? I mean, this is an important break. Like, look, it's been carried by the H4 100 200 all year. This is the first time there was no bid at this zone, and when it consolidated in between, it sold off even more. It might be bottoming. It might be bottoming right here. Let's check. Check if people are shorting the bottom. Someone shorted this? I have to check different exchanges to see what happened here, but this looks like a massive amount of shorts opening. That's them taking profits. This is a short closing. That's short closing. This is interesting. So someone like caused this cascade. Someone like forced this cascade. This is really what it seems like from a bird's eye view. If there are shorts that have not closed that are looking for this to dump lower, they could get squeezed. And you're looking at like one of these like high volume nodes to trade into, right? It could probably squeeze into one of these. So it's like 103 to 111. And it looks like 111 is a little bit of supply. So yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at on TRB. It's probably short squeeze territory or something. Yeah, it's probably short squeeze territory or something like that. Same idea. Like if you're going to trade this using my system, order blocks plus moving averages. CFX. All right, this is the last one. Then we'll catch up with chat. Very nice, Dolly. Oh, and daily 100, daily 200, H4 100, 200. We like that. We like that. Still like too choppy for me. Like this is tough. There are coins that trade. Oh, that looks good though. It looks good though. It does look good. It does look good. It does look good. It does look good. I am not gonna lie. CFX does look interesting. Yeah, man. Looks decent. Looks decent. I like it. This breakout here, just give us like a God candle, right? And then play the pullback. Probably not going to be a perfect test. Play the pullback, play the continuation, start aiming for some of these highs. I don't know. Maybe that one's a little too crazy, but this is a lot of consolidation underneath resistance, like consolidation underneath resistance leading to a reclaim. The minute you get the reclaim, you're looking for like a low time frame trigger. You're probably not going to get a perfect test, but look for this to fucking probably just run. And like obviously like TP1 is going to be like the top of this. And then TP2 will be the top of that. But yeah, this looks good, man. Whoever brought this to my attention, thank you. I will also be adding this. These are coins that I will expand to. All right, we're caught up with chat. That was a long one. That was a long one. Dang, there's still 56 people in here. That's wild. Give me a moment to have a sip of water. Anyone else drink LaCroix, fizzy water? I'm obsessed with it. Love this shit. All right. Jingo, you did not miss it, I think. Yeah, it was 30 minutes ago. You're good. You're not longing any gaming coins for the culture? Not really, man. Like I said, look, here's the alpha here. When the market goes like this, you can make money on any coin, right? I've been focused on a very small subsection of winners, and I just want to keep trading those coins. And I know I can trade those coins well. So I wake up every day, I focus on those coins, and I keep taking trades on those coins. There's no need for me to continuously rotate again and again and again and again until some stuff like this starts popping up. If something like this pops up and I'm like, oh, I can catch a banger swing where we can make a big move real quick, those are ones that I want to be interested in, right? I don't want to, if I'm trading like 5 other coins, why do I need to add a sixth to do the same thing, right? So gaming coins, yeah, PYR, I think PYR looks good, right? It's broken out of like a long range. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. I don't even know if PYR has perps, right? What did I highlight? This must be an old ass chart. It was just a void. Yeah, I must have just highlight a liquidity void. I mean, great. If you're long PYR, you're long PYR. Congratulations. Someone asked me about this like the last stream or something like that. And I'm like, how do I position? And I was like, dude, it's been sitting at range low. It's the same thing as Link. Just buy the range low. If you're lucky, you get one of these, right? Just like Link got like a deviation. That never came. Hopefully that guy who asked me picked up a position in PYR and wasn't looking for like the deviation reclaim. If you were, sir, that sucks. Now Link and AVAX are trading at the same price. They're both $16. So every time I glance at my watch list, I think that Link is trading at 16. Psyoping me. Is Link retesting 950? No. If Link retests 950 right now, it's a complete broken trend, reconsolidation, just like it's over. Like we've been holding the same 4-hour trend more or less since $8. If we go to 950 right now, that's like the whole trend fucked. That's the strength fucked. That's like, why didn't anyone come to bid it at 14 or 13 or 12 or 11? Like, you know what I mean? You don't, at that point, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll buy spot, but like, that's not like maybe a high time frame trend continuation. Eventually it's going to get there. Maybe like, does it get there in Q1? Do we get a big crash? I don't know, but is it going to happen tomorrow? No. Never say never, but I don't think so. Deso USD BitClout 2 is being released soon. BitClout. That was kind of like the Friend Tech before Friend Tech, but that one got hated on by everyone. How do you get that dark black line on the trend indicator? I'm not going to show you my settings. Can you please go through quickly the indicators you're using the clinic trend one? Yeah. These are in the clinic. If you want these indicators, like I said, sign up to Woo. Sign up to Woo. Go in the clinic. It's in the announcements. You know what? I should probably just post it in here. Where's the ref link, boys? I'm going to show the ref link. Like I said, at the top of the stream, I'm going to do it again. But if you guys join up on Woo, you guys will get access to a private channel in the Discord. You'll get access to private streams. You'll get access to all of my indicators. And you will get 50-50 revenue split with me. Basically, hold up. Where's the link? You will get 50-50 revenue split with me. What else are you going to get? You'll get rebates on your trading. For every 100K volume you do, they'll airdrop you $10. There's a referral. Sucks that it's not as clean. I wish it would just say like woo.com/docxpt instead of a bunch of letters. That's not very clean. All right. I missed a lot of chat. Oh my goodness. Where are we? Okay. Yo, for ARPA, look left, reclaim of big range, high time frame. If I didn't like ARPA low time frame, I'm probably not going to like it high time frame. That was like the wiki one, right? What did I say about this? I already forgot what I said about ARPA. Oh, I already said something like reclaim this or First test. Yeah, I said, I don't know what I said actually. This is closing right through it. I said that I might leave an SFP. It's closing right through it. That looks awesome. That's great. Yeah, I mean, if it starts breaking out, it starts breaking out. I just, too many coins. There's not one that I'm interested in. Like this is something that you just get from like now tons and tons and tons, thousands and thousands and thousands of trades. You can instantly look at chart and you can see what you want to trade and what you don't want to trade. A lot of trading is not just finding a good chart. It's like the confidence you have in yourself to execute. I see stuff like this and I just go, there's just too many things. There's too much WooX. There's too much crap. There's too much illiquidity. There's better coins to trade. There's better, like people have given me better charts. If I got FXX, right, and I got AVAX and I got CFX, why do I need to add a fourth one? They're all going to accomplish the same thing. Like, right? If you think one is better than the other, just size up into that one instead of taking 4 separate trades. I don't need to trade 9 coins in a day. Kava is all right, guys. Here's the deal now. Try to give me coins that have like a narrative behind it. You guys have seen now plenty of times what I'm going to say about the coins. If you think that your coin looks like one of the ones that I'm not interested in, don't bring those up. If there's a big coin that's just fucking down only, right? And you're like, oh, is it going to do something? I mean, maybe, but it's probably not going to outperform. Long Zen for Zen Blizz. Zen, Ape, ASTR. Oh my God. Okay, let's get rid of all of these. That can stay. Shib, FTM. I'm not going to bid FTM. Cake, TRB. All right, let's start over. We're going to put this down here. Down here. Jesus, you guys have so many requests. What do we say? Zen, Kava, Ape. Actually, let's take a minute. Let me catch up with chat before I start doing this again. Dude, I'm like 20 minutes behind on chat because people are just dumping more and more tickers in here. I'm probably not gonna be able to do them all, dude. We'll be in here for 3 hours. STG, RLB, Sushi. We already did ARB. Yep. Tau, STG. What's up, Ajay? ZRO news might drop Monday. STG could go to $1. Peach pear. I've never tried peach pear. That sounds good. Key lime. That's what I'm drinking right now, new bro. I got key lime in my hand. I bought a soda stream to do a carbonated water myself. Get one for Black Friday. I'd rather be lazy and just buy La Croix from Costco. All right, I see a bunch of people saying sushi, so we'll do sushi. I've seen like five requests for like sushi and STG, so I'll do those too. AKT, I'm spot long. I haven't even looked at the chart in a while. I have a spot bag. It's not that big. That's why I don't really care about it. You're a champ. Yeah, thank you, man. Have a good day, Jingo. Have a good weekend. Entry target stop loss. Nice. Just clipped all-time high. What was that? Bitcoin? Oh yeah. We're watching the real Bitcoin. This was such a pain to sit through. This thing bettered like goddamn moon now, and I mean like moon. Like we need to go to 30. This target's too conservative. Let's just pull this up here. Let's pull this up here. Who wants a? What is this? Where's my entry? My entry's like 12. 60% move. I don't want a 60% move. I want a 100% move. I want a 150% move. I'm not selling a 60% move. All right. STG and sushi. Anyone else have any other questions that aren't like chart requests? You can drop those in there too. I don't mind continuing to do chart requests, but I think it gets boring. Don't you guys get bored just like seeing other people request charts and me kind of saying the same thing again and again? I feel like, yeah, after the first 3 or 4, they're informative, but then I feel like I just get repetitive because I'm literally just saying the same thing again and again. And I feel like you guys can take my simple system and kind of just apply it to your coin of choice, right? And I think that would be actually like much more beneficial to your development as a trader to start doing that, right? To be like, okay, well, I mean, what did I do, right? When I learned how to trade, I was like, I'm just gonna copy Trader XO's system. He has a range bound system. He has very simple triggers. I'm gonna follow that. Entry triggers wise, I'm gonna learn from ICT. Trend continuation stuff, breakers and stuff, I learned from Maine. How do I play into a trend? I learned from Pierre. You know, I just keep learning from other people, but like I don't copy trade them and I don't ask them. I just kind of like go like, let me apply this to my chart and start like learning, right? So don't be shy to literally just take what I'm doing, apply it to your chart one for one, and you know, start getting better, because you'll get better doing that than you know. Yeah. Okay. STG. This looks good. I like the way STG looks. Yeah. I mean, yeah, looks great. Where would you bid from here, right? That's the next question. This is a really nice range. I'm assuming you're already accepting outside of value area high. You are. 4-hour trend. Yeah. So what I would do, it's not even, I don't think it's going to give you that. Well, it might. The reason I'm saying it's not going to give you that is because this 4-hour close looks so good. And then this 4-hour already, wait, this is going to close in like 1 minute, right? So like you've already kind of accepted beyond this. There are buyers coming in here. This should lead to expansion away. If there is a situation where you come back and revisit, right? And this is, yeah, I don't know. This is giving me vibes that it's just going to move away from here. I don't think you're going to, my gut feel is telling me you're probably not going to get this retest anymore, just because of how much time it's spent outside. Yeah. Yeah. Because that would be a 1-hour market structure break too now, right? You'd be breaking 1-hour market structure to come down here, and then it would start looking a little bit distributive and heavy on lower time frames. Overall SGG looks good. Let's look at the daily. Yeah. I mean, my experience with like STG is it's always just like a laggard. Like it's just always, and it never does anything special. Like people have asked me about this coin in every risk on phase, in our March risk on phase, in our June, July risk on phase. And now today, like, I guess the only thing different, yeah, we are flipping the daily 100, daily 200, where you didn't do that in June and July. Like you had really anemic shows there. Here you've got at least like reclaim of a level as well. So it is stronger. It is a better version of STG than than June and July. And it's behaving well right now. Yeah, I mean, that box that I highlighted, 59, would be a great bid if you get it in confluence with the 4-hour trend. But honestly, like, you know what I like? I'd rather this start, like, I would be more confident for me when you do this consolidation, right? And then you just start breaking away and then you start trending. I like have much more confidence playing into these, right? I have much more confidence playing into that than I would playing into, hey, we broke out, let's come back and retest this perfectly, right? Just mentally, like the way that I trade, the way that I want to, you know, buy strength and strong coins, I want it to show me that. I want it to make me chase and make me feel like I'm missing the boat, right? Not just like giving people the entry again and again and again and again and again. Because then it just becomes frustrating. Who wants to sit in a trade overnight? Like, unless you have a really strong high time frame thesis, like the ones that I've been doing this on, and people think I'm crazy probably, is like LDO. Like I've dealt with a lot of chop on LDO, but that's because of a thesis that I'm playing into, right? And it's been very rewarding catching this move, and it's one of the market leaders, right? And it's a strong narrative coin, and I think it can do a lot more than this 50%, whereas coins like STG are just catching up to the LDOs. LDO would be the one that's like, I'm going to be leading. I'm going to be trading up here, while STG just catches up to where we are right now, right? So that's kind of where my focus always is just like, where's the market allocating their money first? Because it is a trickle down, like waterfall effect. Like you make money on Bitcoin, then you buy Solana, then you rotate on the weekend to Link, and then you have your LDOs and ARBs and everything. And then way down the line here, is your STG and stuff. Like this is all the way down here. The people that are playing these coins, the mega whales, they're not willing to take all their money and go all the way down there. Like there's special circumstances where they'll dip in and dip out, but they're not maining those coins, right? They're going to return. They'll be like, okay, yeah, Sol is consolidating under 48. Let me go bring my money over here, and then let me just go back to Sol, right? So that's just the way I think about them. That's why you'll hear me just not want to bid these coins, because I used to be the guy that would always bid the STGs and stuff like that, because I would miss and I'd be scared, and I'd be scared to buy the Solanas, and I'd be scared to buy the renders and the leaders, because I'd be like, they've already pumped, they're up so much, I don't want to buy them, they're sky high, right? But crypto is this thing. A thing that goes up will likely continue to go up, right? Like TIA, right? There's your example. Like this is just parabolic, right? Something that's going up is just likely to just continue going up. Look at CAS, look at INJ, look at these charts look insane. But yeah, at a certain point, you're like, that's enough. Like me with INJ, me and Caspa, where I'm like, okay, I've milked the crap out of this. It's time to realize some gains and then take my money elsewhere and look for other opportunities, right? But that's why like my money is on like Woo and stuff. Like I like these. Like there's a bunch of coins that look like this. Now that I've gone down the list, you guys have given me a bunch that looks just like Woo, where you have a swing high, you're consolidated underneath the swing high, and you're breaking out. This is like the CFX play, right? CFX looks kind of this. Well, I guess Woo looks better than CFX. You guys give me another one, but it might be AVAX. Oh my God, AVAX monster, and it closed up here. It closed up there. What a monster, dude. GG's if you guys are in AVAX. I know some people have been talking about this. Look at, oh my God. Like in hindsight, I do feel bad because I'm like, oh, I'm just focused on my coins right now. But like at the end of the day, it's just about your P&L. But this is a monster trigger right here. Look at this trigger. SFP into the daily 100, tagging the H4 100, reclaiming the H4. Monster setups there that we can learn from. How are our coins doing? How are our positions doing? Yeah, fine. It's just a waiting game. Have we not looked at Sui? I've closed Sui. I've closed Sui on perps. I had never rebid Sui. I still have a spot bag running, but I have taken spot profits too. It's kind of off my list right now too, because it's become like a Hasaka pumping coin, which means that it has a lifespan, right? I've traded it literally from 42 all the way. I took my spot profits here at 57. But I've traded it from 42 to 57. I took some spot profits at 60. I still think it looks good. Like, I still think it looks great. The next thing is you wanted to accept. I think the next trade I would take is come here without me, get to 67. That's a 10% move. Give me a pullback. I'll trade this, and we'll play trend continuation. There's no need for me to reposition where I took profit, right? I took profit here for a reason, right? And I'm allowing the market to make a decision afterwards. And once it makes that decision, I will abide by the decision that it makes. There's no reason for me to continue to buy this. The place that I messed up this week is I did not buy this. I definitely on perps should have bought this. I TP'd here, and the market gave me the opportunity to buy this crash, and I never did. And I even said it. I said on the timeline, I'm like, I'm TPing here, and I'm gonna buy 53. And when it came here, I bid other coins, but I did not bid Sui here. I was just like, oh, you know what? On the scale of 1 to 10 of coins that I like, that's just like a bias thing, right? I was like, I'm not gonna bid Sui, and I regret it because this was another monster move that it put in. I wish I caught that, but yeah. Not gonna LARP and say I caught it. This was another nice trigger right here this morning, last night, 10 p.m. But yeah, once it breaks out from here, we'll probably look to be back in, right? I don't know any coins from the Solana ecosystem, Anon. Are you monitoring Bitcoin? Yeah, I explained Empire Strikes Back. I explained my Bitcoin thesis at the top of the show, so you're gonna have to rewind to find Bitcoin. It'll be in the first 20 minutes, I'd say. First 15 minutes, first 20 minutes. When was the moment your trading system finally clicked? How long did it take? So I have a video that's called 16 tips to be consistently I forgot what I titled the video, but it's like 16 tips for your journey towards consistent profitability. It's one of the highest viewed videos on my channel, so it should be easy to find. But I explained kind of my journey in that video in detail if you're interested. But long story short, I had to continue tinkering because you find a high time frame system. Like I found the first system I ever found to be profitable was just fading extremities and fading ranges, right? So I would literally, I would look for SFPs and stuff. And like this is an example. This is a perfect trigger for me, right? I used to be sidelined, and I would just allow this to play out and do nothing, and allow this to play out and do nothing. And then, okay, we've SFP'd. Okay, on low time frame, on low time frame, not only are we failing to hold above it, we're tapping it as resistance. Okay, short trigger, trade it back to mid range, and that's my short. And I would do that and rinse and repeat, and that was my system. And only after a while did I realize, like, why am I waiting around to take like 3 of these trades a week, in several different time frames, while I'm in crypto and I'm missing like 30% moves just to catch like 5% mean reversions. It stopped making sense to me. So I started switching to like a trend trading system, and like a strength trading system, so I could catch the strong coins. Because I used to be the guy that was like, oh, Solana already pumped, I can't catch it anymore. Oh, INJ already pumped, I can't trade it anymore. And let me try fading the strong coin. That used to be me. But how long did it take to finally click? I don't know about click, because there's nothing complicated in what I do. The most difficult thing for trading is battling your own demons, overcoming your own innate weaknesses, and then just repetitions and not getting shaken out and not closing positions when you're underwater but still not invalidated. You may be underwater, but you're like, this looks great, but like you're closing it because you're a pansy. Stuff like that, like, takes time, and self-doubt. Oh, it's not moving. It took 2 days, 3 days. Let me just close it, and then it rips. Like, these are things that you just overcome by experience. And it's just a consistent journey. Like, every month I still get better. I'm not done. I'm not like where I want to be. I'm not a finished. I don't think anyone is. Like, I interviewed Pierre yesterday, and Pierre's someone I look up to. He's who I learned my trend trading system from, and I interviewed him, and I had him on the podcast, and I was asking Pierre, like, and he mentioned himself. He mentioned like the first 5 minutes. He's like, oh yeah, I've been trading for like 7 years. I've been in crypto for 6-7 years. But Krillin, who is his kind of like partner at the Haven, and I think probably one of his close friends. I don't know. I think they're both French, so maybe I'm making asshole assumptions, but they both trade a trend trading system. And he was like, oh yeah, the next evolution of trader that I could become is like Krillin. So there's always something to chase. Like, their journeys never end. It's always new things are clicking every day. I'm always getting over new bad habits. I'm always improving, and it's just like a continuous journey. So there's no like one moment where it's like everything just fell in place and I've arrived. It's just it's a steady journey, and you keep feeling those aha moments every week, every month, every whatever. Just compare it to like a sport, or compare it to anything else. It's like the same thing. Watch that video though, Sharky. The keys to consistent profitability video. I think you'll like it. Do you think coins that peaked early in 2021 as opposed to November 21 will peak earlier this cycle as well? I don't care about most of those coins. 99.9% of those coins, in my opinion, do not matter. Coins like Aave and like DeFi coins, like I don't know if they're going to do well. Maybe they do. You know what? Maybe they do. But here's the thing. I'm not a fundamentalist, so like it's very hard for me to pick this coin's going to do well or this coin's going to do not. I'm just going to give you the same blanket statement that people that help me out and who I've learned from say they're just like, don't worry about dino coins. Like new coins are the ones to perform. Pierre even said it on the interview on the podcast last a few days ago. He said, the most money that I made this year was on coins that I didn't know existed before. And he was talking about Ator, and he was talking about Unibot, and he was talking about Pepe. And I have the exact same experience. The coins that I made the most money on this year were Caspa and Unibot and Pepe and all these other coins that like that we didn't even know about that existed. So I don't know if it matters to like think about it like that. I don't think it matters or it's worth your time to focus so much on will Aave outperform Sushi or will AVAX outperform whatever. Like I think you should be more focused on what's ahead. Like, can I get into Caspa? Is Caspa going to keep continuing? Is Pepe going to keep continuing? Is there any future for Unibot or that meta? Like, is the Telegram bot or the limit order on chain protocol like coins? Are they going to be doing well? Hope that answers your question, Doc. What is the private channel called in the clinic? I haven't made it yet. I just kind of announced this yesterday, right? So I'm trying to collect a few names and then I'll put it in there in a few minutes, man. But if you haven't DM'd me already, DM me on Discord with your user ID, with your Woo user ID, and I'll get you the new role in the clinic so that you can be in that channel when I make it. I'll probably make it tomorrow or the day after. Do you close your trades at the end of the day? Sometimes. Depends. I can't give you a yes or no blanket answer. There's some times where I close everything at the end of the day. There's some times where I hold overnight positions. It's very situational. With so many opportunities in the market, how are you narrowing down and looking for the best beta play? Spaghetti, favorite charts? Yeah, I have used Spaghetti in the past religiously. Right now, what I basically did was I found coins that I thought were going to do well. I made a very small watch list and I continued finding plays on those coins consistently over and over and over again and just focusing on those, right? And then when I feel like, okay, I've got the meat of the move out of these coins, then I start looking for additional plays. The thesis that I was on for a while was kind of like, not for a while, for like, recently is okay, ETH should get some kind of a bid based on, ETH BTC reclaiming, maybe a weekly close above here will give ETH some room to live and breathe. And I talked about ETH in the top of the show, reclaiming a significant weekly level. So the thesis became, okay, maybe ETH related coins should do well. So I started focusing on LDO, started focusing on Arbitrum. I've talked about these coins in detail. These are the coins that I'm focusing on. So it becomes a little bit of like, where do I want to position the market? It's not so much like I'm not a day trader specifically that's going to wake up in the morning, open Spaghetti, see X coin is moving and make my entire day about that coin. That's not how I trade. No, I would just continue to look for high time frame trades where I can have high time frame conviction and then, pick lower time frame setups on that. That's how I like playing the market. This is dumb, but can you please talk about the technical side of adding to positions? I mean, leverage and margin stuff when adding, I can't understand it. No one ever else talks about it. I don't know how people add to it. Here's one thing that I do is like, if I'm trading a trend, if I'm trading, how should I even draw this? I don't even know how I should draw this, but let's do something like that, right? And then we'll do a little squiggly EMA, right? Boom, right? I'm trading a coin and I'm like, this is my entry, right? This is my entry. This is my entry. That's my target. Why is that my target? Well, it doesn't matter. Maybe this is like a prior swing high, right? What I'm going to do, and I have a high time frame thesis. Like I think this coin is going to go to up here, right? What am I going to do, right? I'm going to take profits right here, 30%, 40%, 50%, whatever that may be. And then I'm going to add that position back here. So I still have a rolling position open, not from there, sorry, from here, right? I have a rolling position open from here. I'm going to take partials. I'm going to add that full size back, and then I'm going to prepare for the next leg. Therefore, I can capture money at the obvious high, compound and bring it back. And let's say this whole thing gets ruined and it breaks down. Well, at least I took some money out and I got trailed out for the rest of it. And if it continues, right, what I'm going to do is look for, the next obvious target. And let's say scenario number 3, it doesn't give me this pullback, right? I missed this one. It was shallow, right? What am I going to do, right? I'm going to look for the next place. I'll be like, okay, that was my take profit 1. Here's my take profit 2. I took profits at 2, and I'm looking now to add back here, right? This is basically the same place where I TP'd before, but this is how I'm managing risk and kind of compounding on the way up. I'm taking full-size trades the whole way up and simultaneously realizing profits the entire way up. I'm not just taking one position and YOLO and okay, let me just, let me cut this, right? Because those aren't fun. It's really not fun if you're just holding the entire position and then the whole thing goes to unrealized gains to zero. This is what I just described is kind of how I like playing the market, is taking and what it, to visualize, it kind of looks like this, right? It kind of looks like this. Right? So you're taking multiple trades within a single trade idea. That's how I compound and quote unquote add to a position. I don't know if that answers your question. I think you had other things in there. This is dumb, but can you please talk about the technical side of adding to positions? I mean, leverage and margin and stuff when adding. Leverage and margin and stuff. What does that mean? So leverage and margin is all relative. How do I explain? Okay, so I mean, if I want to have $5,000 of exposure to a position, it doesn't matter how I slice the pie, right? If I want 5K of a position, right, I can do $5,000 in spot, right? I can do $5,000 in spot. I can do 5x and use 1,000 margin, right? I can do 10x, right, and do $500 margin or whatever, right? So on and so forth. Like I can split up the pie in many ways, whereas my invalidation is the same way. Like if I'm saying, look, I want to take this 10-hour trade, right? I'm willing to lose $50, right? I'm willing to lose $50. Like this is 1R, right? We're saying hypotheticals. This is -1%, right? And this is a 10% move, right? That's a 10-hour trade. If I'm risking 1% on the way down, you can slice the pie however you want. Leverage doesn't really matter. Margin doesn't really matter. And it's kind of just using the same idea the whole way. This becomes 1% risk. This is 1% risk. This is whatever gain. This is whatever gain. So leverage, margin, I think so many people have like just a misconception of how to use leverage and how to use margin. None of it, it's all arbitrary. When someone uses 100x or 200x, it doesn't matter. They're getting the same position size as they were if they just used a lot of margin, like this, in a 5K position with no leverage, you're using $5,000 of capital. 5x position, meaning you're doing 5x leverage times $1,000, right? You're getting the same amount of exposure. You just have now a stop loss or like a built-in stop of like, if the price moves down 20%, you're out $1,000, but your stop loss isn't 20% away. It's still 1% away. If you have $5,000 and it goes down 1%, you've lost whatever, $50. If you have this same position, it goes down 1%. It's the same exact thing. You've lost $50. You lost $50, right? In all these examples. Hisaka twapped AVAX and then shilled it. Classic. Doc, what are you holding spot right now? I'm Blur, TIA, HPOS, Pepe, RLB, Unibot. Going to consolidate into Blur, TIA, HPOS, consolidating to my highest conviction bets for 2024. I have a lot of like tiny spot bags that are very speculative, like micro caps that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to shill. But I have, the main conviction bags, obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum. I still have a big Solana bag, even though I sold a bunch of it. I actually rotated a bunch of it into Ethereum-related plays, Arbitrum, LDO. So those are spot bags. I still have the RLB bag. It's not big anymore, but I still have it. I have a good-sized Harry Potter whatever bag, Harry Potter Abomasonic 10 Inu bag off of 12 that I just talked about. This is like compounding because I had a good-sized position on this during the first run-up from like 4. So I had a good size position on this from like, I think it was this one here, this correction here, because I was basically My idea was, oh, this is our range. This was the breakout, and this is kind of that retest of the range. So I took a position up here with my invalidation being closed below, and then just rode this into this mania, sold near the top, not the actual top, but like in this, right? And then bought back down here. So I'm pretty comfy on this, and it's a pretty good, decent sized bag. I have a very small sized Unibot bag. I bought Unibot down here. We sold it up there, and I bought some back after this deviation. And I'm not loving it, to be honest. Like, I'm not loving that it's going back towards my entry. Like, I'm actually kind of pissed. I'm kind of pissed that I didn't even put in this market structure break after. See, when you see these deviations, you're expecting a change in character to the upside. Like, I was expecting kind of a follow through. Okay, yeah, we've been downtrending, we've been downtrending, we've been downtrending. Give me a market structure break so that I at least know that we're in a range. So I'm frustrated with this one, and I may just cut it and accept the tax for buying and selling, and not really get anything out of it, because I feel like it's a dud. I have a rolling INJ position. I bought INJ at $7. I sold a bunch between 13 and 14, and then I have 35% of this remaining. That 35% can do whatever the hell it wants. I'm really happy with the 2x and realizing more profits. Banking that. I have an AKT bag. Someone asked me about that. I kind of forgot. The bags, man. I'm saying it out loud. I bought AKT into this consolidation. I TP'd up here, and then I rebought as it tagged the daily 100. I looked at this reclaim, and I bought some right here, and yeah, it got wrecked. But it's doing okay. It's not doing fantastic, but it's doing okay. I think it does well. It has a legit narrative behind it. Did I forget anything? Oh yeah, Pepe. I have a massive Pepe bag. I don't even know what my cost base is, well below zero, because I bought it down here, wrote it for that hype, bought some back here. So I didn't sell any there. Excuse me. I don't want to LARP. I did not sell any of that spot that I bought here up here, and then bought more down there. Bought more down there, and I bought more right here. So I bought more right here, and I bought more right here. And my thesis for Pepe is SHIB flippening. So I don't know, aim up there somewhere. And we're not selling till 2025. I forget any spot bags? I mentioned all of them. I think that's it, man. Do you set sneaky low limit orders sometimes? Yes, I do. I have almost maybe 1 in 100 times been successful getting filled on those, but sometimes you do, and they're really nice. Like the other day, I got filled on Link during that wipeout. And where was it? Where am I? Am I crazy? Where's... There we go. I just bid down here. This was a hyper important SR level too, right? So we smashed into that. There was demand before the breakout, and I had bids here, and they got filled. So that was nice. But yeah, I don't often do it because like I feel like I'm never successful getting those bids. I feel like I'm never successful getting the bids, but also, you know what the painful thing about those is? I've had this happen in the past where like you think this low, right, is the stink bid, and you place it right there, and you get filled, and you're sitting underwater on this, like down here. I don't know if this is even a good example, but these things can hurt in the moment. There's so much adrenaline and whatever, and if it doesn't immediately put you into profit, like if you're not immediately in profit, you're looking at this and you're going, okay, I'm sitting underwater, I have a good sized position, I don't know where the fuck to put my invalidation, I don't know if it's just going to keep going down. So these things can be really stressful if you're doing it, so just be mindful of that. What's up, Film Ninja? We've already been rolling for 2.5 hours. We're probably going to wrap it up soon. We'll probably wrap it up in the next 30 minutes if we run out of questions. But We did a lot today. This is probably the craziest stream I've ever had. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. And we're not wrapping it up here. I'm not saying bye, but like I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in, man. It's super cool to know that 50 of you, I think it was like 60 at one point, were rocking with me on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning, depending where you guys live. But yeah, man, super cool. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope I am able to deliver some insight. You know, it's crazy now that I'm making more friends. I'm okay. So I'm probably the most open book person on CT. I'm starting to realize that more and more. The more I like meet people, the more I like talk to people, I'm starting to realize that like everyone here is gatekeeping some kind of precious alpha that they think that they have. They think they have this like secret alpha code. Um, and there's like no alpha to this. It's like we're just out here playing the game. Maybe I see things that other people don't see and I share them, but honestly I don't think there's any magic in what I do, because all I did on CT was observe what other people did and then just build around it and then just start giving it back too. Right, they're giving out their information, I'm giving out my information, but like people tell me, they're like, Doc, you share too much. You share way too much. And I'm like, do I though? I don't know. But like I guess the more and more and more I hear it, the more I'm starting to come around to the idea that maybe I do. Maybe I make it too easy. Maybe I'm giving too much out. Who knows? Banger stream. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thanks, BZ. Calf. I want to call you Calf, dude. I like the name Calf. I know you're Mike caffeinated, but I like Calf. Likes, guys. Dude, I don't think I've ever asked. Have I ever asked for likes on the stream? Guys, give me some likes. Give me some likes. What are we? I can't even see where we're at because I'm on like a terminal for streaming, so I can't even see what the YouTube like button's at. But hopefully we're at like 40 likes. There's 45 people. That'd be cool. How do you know when you're risking? How do you know how much you're risking without having set a stop loss? Because of not what you said. With these things, how do you know how much you're risking? Yeah, man, that's the tough part, right? Is these stink bids, you're just hoping for perfection. You're praying for perfection. You're risking the same amount you normally would, right? If you're in any other trade, you're risking the same amount. It's the same, whatever you're bidding 1R, you're bidding 2R, you're bidding 5R. What I do, and I don't advise this to anyone, I bid much bigger with the stink bids than my normal bid. I bid much bigger, and I don't just bid one bid. I'll like put a box of like 20 bids, and I'll be like, I hope maybe 2 of them fill, or 5 of them fill, or 10 of them fill, and I'll just be happy with whatever. But I'll bid bigger size than my normal trades, because I'm like, the idea is this is like gambling, right? It's gambling. If you're successful, right, you make a lot of money. If you're unsuccessful, you could lose a lot of money, which is why it's not advised. Don't do it. I mean, if you have money to blow and you want to gamble and you want to do stupid shit, go ahead and do it. But like, I'm not going to tell you to do that. But yeah, how do you know when you're wrong? You don't, man. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's tough. If you get filled on everything and you're underwater, I'm telling you, you are shitting bricks at that moment. You're shitting bricks because you're like, I don't know if I caught the bottom, if it's going to Dalai Lama here, if it's doing whatever. What you can do is, if you're an order flow trader, or you're watching Footprint and you're seeing someone get trapped and you're seeing someone fucking short a low, and then people are just sitting there and they're shorting and someone's sitting here filling limit orders, well, then you go, oh yeah, I'm fucking 100% in here and this is just gonna rip. I don't trade Footprints, but maybe hearing myself say that out loud, maybe that's something I should look into learning, because those are the people that catch these. You see Bags in chat, he's like the only guy that's trading Footprint in the clinic that I know of. Is anyone else trading Footprint in the clinic? I don't think so. I think he's the only guy that uses Footprints in the clinic. So he can catch those mouse trap setups. Like last night, I think he caught something up here, right, at like 27.4, and he caught it based on Footprint. He's like, oh, too many people are being giga aggressive at the top. They're literally longing the shed at the top, and we should puke, right? And we did go down, and credit to him. He did catch like a pretty nice rotation last night, like a risk off rotation. I have to rewatch, but you could look at AKT. I think I just did when I was talking about Spot like 5 minutes ago. Oh, maybe you didn't want my saying that I owned it. This looks great, man. Like, I think this looks I think it's a fantastic chart. I think you just have to deal with a lot of this crap in between. Like, there's more history to this. This is why I hold spot in AKT. Two reasons. One, people that are smarter than me told me that this should be a good narrative for next cycle. I'm not a narrative guy, I'm not an FA guy, I can't talk about it, but it fit my system. That's why I started taking positions in it. The system that I'm talking about is simply, daily 100. We started flipping this. We're putting in a range, right? We had a range down here. Doesn't matter how we draw this in hindsight, but basically we were ranging, right? We were ranging. We flipped the daily 100. In here, I started positioning around 60 cents. I didn't even get the best fill. Got treated to this candle. What are we? We're above. We're above that range. We're being held by the daily 100. I think it looks great. I think it's just going to keep continuing. I think the coin looks good. Uncle Bubba. Thanks, James. Send Doc to 100K subs by 2025. Dude, enough Twitter subs or Twitter followers. I don't care about Twitter followers. If you guys want to send me to 100,000 YouTube subscribers, now that would actually be worthwhile because then I could run ads and actually make $1 or $2 off of online content. Right now, I make $0 off of being a whatever the fuck I am. Doc, which is better, spot trading or leverage trading? What do you think from your experience? I think for 99.9%, 99.999% of the world, they should be spot trading and not leverage trading. I think it's very easy to trade spot, and this game in crypto is so rewarding. All you need is patience. You literally just need patience. That's all you need in this game to make money. But people leverage trade because they don't have patience. I think it takes more skill. I think it takes more mental endurance. I think it takes a more of a systematic approach. I think it takes learning risk management, strategy, game theory. You need to be, you know to have mental fortitude to trade. When you're saying leverage, I know you're not meaning 2x leverage. When you're saying leverage, I know you mean high leverage. No one that talks about leverage means 2x leverage. You can also trade spot and just be like, well, I'm just going to lever this up 2x. Because you know what? People in TradFi have been doing that forever. They literally go on their exchange, they get their credit checked and everything like that. And they go on, Thinkorswim, and then they say, I want to buy Apple. And they literally margin buy Apple. They buy Apple. And then they ask their exchange for more shares. They're like, hey, can I borrow 100 shares extra? And now they have exposure to 200 shares. So when it goes up, they make more money. But the problem is if Apple crashes a bunch, you get margin called, right? And margin called means you have to add more US dollars to your bank account so they don't liquidate your entire position, right? So this is no new concept to crypto. It's just you're adding more risk. And with more risk comes more skill, I'd say. You just need more skill and more time and more whatever, right? Spot trading crypto is not hard. I'm telling you, it's not hard at all. Like this, anyone can do. It's not hard to spot trade crypto and put big high time frame levels and just be like, I'm gonna buy support and I'm gonna sell resistance. And honestly, sometimes I even ask myself if I just was like putting 100% of my net worth into each trade and just trading Bitcoin, would I do better or not? And I look at someone like Don Alt, who literally just does that. He doesn't even trade leverage, he trades spot. He goes, look, my portfolio size is 100K, and he puts 100K into every trade, and he just sells the tops and buy the bottoms. And I did this year, and I did this with spot as well, and it worked really well. I did this with Solana as well. If you guys followed me this year, you saw me do this on Solana. You saw me say I'm buying it here. You saw me say I'm selling it here, and I bought it here, and I sold it there, and I bought it here, and I sold it there, and I bought it here, and I sold it there, right? And compounding those gains has been miraculous. The Solana bag just kept growing and growing and growing because I just kept compounding because I was like, this is going to pop one day. Now, I sold 80% of it up here. I sold 80% of it at 44. I only have 20% of this position remaining up here. So I am coping that I feel like I missed the final leg or I missed kind of like the blow off top, but it is what it is. It's been very nice to spot trade. That's what I would recommend to most people is spot trade. Don't leverage trade. You don't need to. Later, muscle. What's your thoughts on inverse futures? I don't know what inverse futures are. Coin margin trading, never do it. Don't want to risk my spot. I'd rather just risk USDT. Why would I put my Bitcoin on an exchange? I don't want to do that. If I have like a certain amount of risk, if I want to take a certain amount of risk, I'll take it with US dollars. If I want to lose $1,000, I'll lose $1,000. I don't want to use my spot bags as collateral. Dang, long ass stream. 2 hours, 40 minutes. Any last questions, guys? We can wrap it up there. And I'm just going to remind you again with Woo, if you sign up with my reference link, I'm going to drop it in here. You're going to get private streams, private channel in the Discord, 50-50 fee split, $10 rebate on every 100K traded, and then you'll have a special role in the clinic. And the code is DocFriends. I'll drop the link in chat, but the referral code for Woo is DocFriends. You just go on their website, it's DocFriends. And this will get you that 50-50 split for life. Literally, you'll be having cheaper fees on Woo than any other exchange you've ever traded on because of this specific thing. 20% of the fees will come back to you forever. Any other videos to check out apart from the 16 tip ones? Yeah, the pre-trade checklist and intra-trade checklist. I think all three of those videos are in the kind of education psychology section. All of the podcasts that I've done with the legends, Schmosby, Dentoshi, Motif, Mercury, Pierre are all super informative. I got to pick the brains of the legends. You always want to learn from people with experience. That's why you guys are here with me, right? You're hanging out with me on stream to pick my brain, right? I do the same thing with them in the podcast. I learn from them. So you guys should learn from them as well. And then I have another watch list that's kind of like most alpha packed video yet. The reason that it's labeled like that and it's a watch list is because I go into detail of the trading system more than I ever have before on any other video, kind of like what I do on these streams. So if you want to check out more like trading related content, that's the one. Already signed up. Heard you can change the ref. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. You just contact support and you tell them you want to change, and then you tell them reference code DocFriends. You can also just use my name, DocXBT. They should know by now. But yeah, you just contact support and be like, I want to change my Woo ref. Film Ninja. I didn't talk about any on-chain coins. It's hard for me to pull up like deck screener and stuff on the stream because I have it set to the trading view. So I just try to stick with the centralized exchange coins. Hope that's okay. Wow, man, this is like the longest I've taken without talking for 2 hours and 40. I just took like 2 seconds there to breathe. And I'm like, I've been talking for 2 hours and 40 minutes nonstop. Whoo! A lot of brain power. Any last questions, guys, or we can just wrap it up there. I'm gonna drop the link in chat one more time. Sign up there, guys. Sign up there. Get all those benefits. But yeah, if that's it, then let's wrap it up there, boys. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I hope I helped you find a few setups. Until then, I'll catch you guys later.